Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
The cosmic flight systems is one of the steps that will bring maturity to it. And we especially set up to do this in past 4 or 5 weeks. And now it's been set up primarily that is ready to be adopted, to be part of the operation of what we call cosmic flights. As we have finished with your flight testing people, your mobile people are the only ones which go through this process. Those of you who signed up to become mobile, now we ask you, those of you who want to be into what we call the moon and the space development, you'll become gradually involved. We'll bring you in the way we brought, the way you came, the way we interacted with you. The mobile, what we call passengers, will be brought in, moved from one place to another, and gradually we establish a new flight system, new arrival system, because you don't fly anymore. You arrive at the destination. This is part of what we call progressive development of the knowledge for us to be. When I walked into the system this week, it was amazing what I could see. When I walked in and I felt the field forces of it, it was amazing how much, how deep I could feel to not the essence of the physicality, but to the essence of the soul. Mankind is ready to take that a step up. And as I said, the new system is getting finished, hopefully in next 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depending what our people do. We'll start the mobile system transmutation. As I said, our first passenger has been chosen. We have moved certain things to position in Austria that we can deliver, we can go through the process. Then we inform you as a mobile, what we call test people, what you need to do. We ask you clearly what you need to do, where you want to go, and what you have to do before we move. You live in Los Angeles and you want to be in Tehran. You have to follow a process. And systematically, we get you deregistered in the United States with American customs, and we enter you into territory of Iran in hand of the Iranian authorities. You want to go to Japan, it's the same. You want to come from Beijing to Austria, it's the same. Till we establish a system that the governments feel free with a movement. The biggest enemy, the biggest block for us coming to this point will be the government trying to control, trying to keep hold, trying to confine. There is one guarantee we will give. Anyone who enters these systems and anybody comes out of these systems will be peaceful, will not be an addict, will not be an alcoholic, and will never commit a crime. This is the cornerstones of the new development of the new technologies. Step by step, we have to, in a way, gain the confidence of what we call different part of this planet, in each other, and in that process, that we don't rely on the world leaders. As I said to the American officials a few days ago, which of the world leaders you want to bring in to stop the mayhem? You don't need to take them to The Hague and go to rigorous ways of months and years of court. We want the world leaders, we move the world leaders to where? Not the Americans, but where the society as a whole sees them to be fit to be there. Do we need to move the head of the states, which are what we call unjust, to a position of for them to be understanding to their solar position and return them back to their position? No man, no depth of this planet or universe is far away from our control and movement. The reality of the knowledge and the way we will touch will be shown in the coming weeks and months. As some of you know, we have started the shipment of the Universal Enhancement Units as of this month. And this is parallel to what is being achieved and what is going to be done. 6 units are getting set up to go to Arizona. 3 units will end up in the Keshe Foundation, what we call center in Germany. And then the production, which already be paid for the materials, the assembly will start in December and in January. And we start delivering what we call the enhancement units as we have started this. We'll see, we understand, and we process the whole technology in Mongo. I hope humanity is ready for the change to come. And I hope humanity can understand the change that we bring. And I hope sooner than later, the world governments come to agree that we need to govern as one nation to be able to be governable. Otherwise, there is no way on this planet that you can hide and duck. Development and delivery of the what we call cosmic systems, which can contain the conditions of man's life in the universe, is in the process of completion. We can keep the dimension of the cosmos fields as it is for all the universe, and change the parameters inside to the earth level, to the level of the fields of a dog, a man, a tree. You want to feel how a tree feels? Now, with the completion of the dimension of cosmic peace, in a way to hold on, to get everything done, is possible. You wanted to know how it feels to be from another point and place in the universe. You change the environment inside the gravitational field string and the heartbeat and the condition of the field forces of the gravitational magnetic field of the position in time and space. You will arrive there instantaneously. As I said, many of you came at the beginning, and I repeated that many times. When you said you went to the depth of the ocean, when the first knowledge seekers came and said they could feel the moon and they could pick up the stones, we did not laugh. We just learned from you how far our technology is correct. You can feel. Now we have to give you the physicality. Physicality could not be confirmed on the moon and Mars because we don't have the cosmic ray levels that it could support the life on the moon. Now we can. Now we have. And very soon, as I said to our colleagues in NASA, you choose. We'll take you there. And this is the understanding of the totality of knowledge of the creation. In the bandwidth of the strength of the life of the man in the dimension of the soul, we have the dimension fields of the universe and the universe. We didn't know. As we didn't know that our soul is in the center of our body, now we can move to that position instantaneously. It's for man to understand the dimension of the field forces of his creation, and for man to understand the power that this new technology will give to them. Man will live for thousands of years, millions of years on the planetary Earth dimension and size. We'll try to explain this in more detail, that gradually in the next 4 or 5 weeks, those of you who have registered for what we call mobile system, to be prepared to move. We don't want to bring you here to Austria. After the first 2 or 3 trials, we want you to appoint a place and a time on this planet. And then we move you. Then we put you there and then. And we allow you to be in that position. And you have to be prepared that whatever you receive at point of arrival, you have to accept, because that was your wish. You live in the cold places in Canada, and you wish at that time to be in California or Florida with your son or your brother. You will end up suntanned, perfect American accent, and with the clothes to be on the beach, which your soul chooses to be, to cover itself. It will be very interesting. How many of you will make an appointment with your brother or your lover in the deep oceans, in a submarine, and how many of you will go in the depths of the caves to see if I can be seen, I can be taken through the earth materials? Test us. The only thing is, be careful. Part of your leg will be on the top of the mountain and the rest of you down in the cave. It will be fantastic to see how fast you generate the leg you missed on top of the mountain. But this is now a reality, as the Frenchman felt the push of the soul, of the physicality of the German. As I always say, welcome you to the new world of science, technology, and understanding of the creation of life on this planet. And I hope we'll see the end of all the miseries and mayhems for the human race.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the 73rd public meeting for testimonials here on Monday, December 12th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be host today, along with Mark as co-host. And this is the show where people get to present their various experiences of the Keshe plasma technology. And we've had some pretty amazing and testimonials, and lots of them. Just remind our attendees that we have our microphones ability to open here, so you have to kind of watch your microphone that it doesn't accidentally come open. And so, hello?
Sorry, I was wondering how it was going to work with 100 or 500 mics open in the same meeting.
Well,
and that's coming up. We're going to be testing that.
If people don't manage their microphones, they're going to get booted out of the meeting, basically. So that'll be one urgency.
I think I'm going to sit in my car in the garage, and that way, most likely, I won't have a disturbance.
Well, that's an idea. One person said their bathroom is the only place that's quiet, so whatever works, I guess. Gianni has a hand up here. Go ahead, Gianni.
Rick, please help me make a panelist.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we did try to make him panelist. That screen may only stay up for 15 or 20 seconds, but that could have been from before. I think he was in and out a couple times. I'm listening to this recording. It's quite extensive, what Shweta gave in the One Planet, One Nation, One Race November 29th. I mean, she starts from a story, a near-death experience, to drawings, to making dances, to elixirs, to cleaning solutions. Now we're on body lotion. So it's a good 20 or 30-minute testimony, Rick. Maybe we can isolate the part we were speaking of earlier. But I think it's such a large community that the whole testimonial would be beneficial to that language community.
That sounds good. Let's see if I have the right.
I've only been able to pull it up in the student portal, and I don't think that would be a good viewing screen.
So this would be the one from 2 weeks ago, correct?
11/29.
Yeah, I don't have a date or anything on this for some reason. Let me see if I can get it to
22.
come up.
I just found it in the student portal. I know the archives are on, is it live stream, Rick? For One Nation, One Planet, One Race.
Sorry, did you say 11/22 or 29?
Excuse me?
Did you say 11/22 or 29?
29.
Okay,
I have Shweta in one ear and you in the other.
I've got that one lined up here, so we could have a look at that. And where does it start about?
Well, I started it at 19 minutes, 18 minutes. I'm at 36 minutes and she's still speaking, and I haven't found the part I'm looking for. But as I said, it's a very large language community, and it's a beautiful testimonial. And there may be a link there for many. I know India's been an anomaly, Mr. Keshe said, for the Keshe Foundation, and I don't quite understand that completely.
Okay, well, let me get it to the point where she starts talking here, I guess. And
Well, I don't know if it's the first part she starts talking. I could stop it here and go back. But anyway, I think it's a beautiful testimony. You could play as much of it, and maybe we can continue next month when she's here with it. But I'm saying for someone from that language community to link into it, as you can hear her Indian voice and her ways and decorating things and putting glitter on things, using a lot of flowers, so on and so forth. I was just thinking it was interesting for that community, as well as the rest of us, of course.
So you're saying we should play it now, or just play an excerpt from it, or?
Up to you. I'll leave it up to you. As I said, she goes on quite a bit with her drawings, just her experiences within the Keshe Foundation. I think it's a beautiful testimonial, but it's a bit lengthy.
Okay, well, let me sort of just dive in part way here, and we'll just take it from where it lays.
So anyone who hears this recording, you can find Shweta every Tuesday in the Indian language community. And that's one of the reasons Mr. Keshe said he wanted teachers of the same language community, because there's some sort of linking that goes on. Right, Rick?
Teachers of the same language community?
Yes, speaking this, that should be a natural-born speaker of that community.
Oh, right, yes.
There's some sort of field strength in a language.
Yeah, some emotional connection to the language, which each language has its particular
its own field
flavor.
Strength, easier to link into.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll play at least some of this, if not all of it. Again, this is from the 250th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for World Peace on November 29th, 2022.
Those who are very annoying are sitting around me, and they are just talking, well, I will say rubbish, and I was sketching this. That was the emotional presence I had always, you know. Well, many of us have drawn this, you know. This is not that everybody has to be an artist. Everybody is an artist. Everybody can sing. Everybody can do this art. Just we block our ability to do this. Here, I have drawn this, and when I draw, I didn't know that why I'm drawing the wings. And the bending start, I have seen the light from when I was growing up, but then even the sparks of guidance, the way I was guided in a way, maybe it is chaotic, maybe that was pain, maybe that was struggle, but then when and it started well, when as in the position I am here, I now, as the genetic reverse is going on, you know, like the poisoning of the seeds, or the poisoning that has altered many of our dimension of physicality. We are going again towards the light, and this genetic mutation that we are also received is going away. And in step by step, I am seeing myself in a way that in a form that I really was. And as I came here and really is, I can see the pathway that was opened by the universal way, but I ignored it thousands of times maybe. But then now I understand, and I going through this reverse genetic reversal. I'm going through all these levels, you know, and I now understand that where the bending start. It was a time when I almost died. I almost died. My body was just laying in the middle of the road. Everywhere there is blood. I also thought I died, but from inside I was alive. I was alive like a living being, lively living being. And I don't know. I know that was the soul that protecting me. That get up. Don't feel like that. Don't feel like that. This is nothing like dying here. And then suddenly, and that was an act of revenge from somebody to kill me. But I was awake, and somebody from a friend came, and the whole family picked me up and taken to the hospital. And after 10 hours, even the police came and saw me and said, "No, this is a gone case." I was listening. Then I will say the light, I can see the light. I was seeing the light. Even then, I didn't know that what was going on, and I was saved. I was saved, like what I can say. There is no speech. But then now I can understand that the soul, it was always the soul, the universal soul, the galactic love, the cosmic love, has loved me so much. He wanted me to get alive and understand the way a soul works, the way a soul works. And then I started to bend towards the light, and then I stepped forward. It was when I am going from now to the reverse, that here was the bending started. I have seen the light many times, but the bending has started. I was also a religious person, doing worship and chanting mantra and this and that. But then the real happiness came when I stepped in, I will say, the winged floor, the winged path of peace here in Keshe Foundation. I was struggling. I was so much struggling, so much anger, so much. And then I wanted that respect. I wanted that kindness. I wanted that love from somebody. And when I stepped in Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, suddenly I felt the love. I felt the love. I felt the respect. And Keshe Foundation has respected all being, loved all being equally, always. And that I felt. And then I understand that this is the realm I wanted to be. And I stepped forward, and that is the journey. And this is the sketch, my dear, I have drawn at that chaotic time. I have done many, many things. I thought that was very, very, I was in sadness physically, emotionally also. But then, as you see, the Creator was guiding me. I was really guided, and I was held by the Creator, that don't worry. The Creator will worry for you. The Creator is here for you, like that. Go on, fly, kind of that. And Rick, can we go to the next slide? Here is the story. Many of us have experienced, as my friend, dear Diane, Universal Council, has also experienced, and many of us have experienced this way. Here, when we started learning about GANs and making GANs, at that time there was no customer page in Keshe Foundation. There was no kind of, everything is, like, you see, are you doing this? Yes, we are doing this. We are able to do a nanocode thing, like that. Nanocode was a very outstanding and high level thing. We type of people don't understand, but then we started to nanocode, and we created these GANs, these colorful GANs, lively GANs, and then suddenly started this tingling sensation in my body, that something, even I was not understanding properly the way. And I have written at that time, because fear was the main factor in every aspect, even in eating, even in seeing somebody. Everything is blocked by fear. You don't have to do this, like that. You can't see me, like that. Like that. Even a little bit atomic fear. The fear is going away. Peace is all the way. One planet, one nation, one race. That was the time I was doing this. I didn't know that this is how it is going to be. So now, here's the courage, the virtue of the heart, standing in the horizon and say, what's up? What about you? Like that. There's no fear anymore. So we started to do these making of GANs. That was out of comprehension, even not understanding. We started making, and it has became, like the CO2 GANs, like that. It was, at that time, for me, it was like, magic. Doing this, that, oh my God, I have made this, like that. Because I have I have a tendency of decorating everything with flowers, with glitters and all. I always try to decorate everything with glitters and paintings and all. So that was the experience of I'm going in the reverse. It was done by me in 2000, after 2015, when I joined Keshe Foundation, signed the peace treaty. That was outstanding. And I started making the guns and plasma waters, and I given so many are benefited by this. And that is the beauty we all have achieved. I will say this is a physical word, but then it is true. So Rick, can we go to the next slide? This is the level when I go reverse, and I see myself doing these guns. I see myself waking up from that process of that accident. Death was so near, and I was awakened. And then I started to move differently in a way, and I stepped on Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. I apologize. Then here is the combination of 4 guns, the clear guns water, as that time we were making. And I named this water, I given this combination of water to, I just make this combination, maximum amount of CO2, then CuO, then CH3, and then ZnO2. And I have given this solution to many as an elixir. The elixir means when somebody drink this elixir, they don't die. They never die. In a way, as we are thinking, they don't never die. Birth and death is irrelevant for a person taking elixir. And I was so happy that I named this solution elixir, and started giving with so much peace and so much enthusiasm. So here is the elixir. Here in India, we say the Amrita. Amrita means the elixir. And at that time, in our Upanishads and Vedas, they have written the Amrita the elixir is only for the gods and high level people. But here, the elixir is for all over. So nobody is short, nobody is long, nobody, one planet, one race, one nation, for justice and world peace. And I will, Rick, can we go to the next slide? Yes, this is a body lotion I make with the 4. These are amazing things I have done. I have written in with a chalk in the board. This is there was a coconut oil, and I again decorated it. And there is a Himalayan oil, and there is a rose water. I mixed this and put this bottle with the 4 guns plasma water, pure clean water, and then I put this bottle for 3 to 4 days, so that the lotion could now I can say the balance is created. But at that time I used to do that if it will mix well, like that. And I given this lotion to many, and they have this beautiful, they have attained this beautiful skin after doing this. And that is the way I now remember that what I was doing. Now I know what I was doing, and I was so enlightened by that. People are coming to me and saying, see, my skin is one have this rashes in their skin. I have given, just take it and rub it in your body. You will get relief, and the person get relief, in a way. So he came to me, and just after 2 days he came to me, a man who came to me and said, look, madam, this is my skin now. This is so good. I have felt this I have this eczema kind of thing for many years. I was amazed. Oh my God, it is gone. Like that. So here is the outstanding experience that never I have seen with the medicines here. So even herb medicine, they takes time, herbal medicine or homeopathy, or yes, they are a level they are in a level, the herbs and the homeopathy. But then in this plasma interaction, things, well, and our teachers said, in the magnitude, it works in a magnitude untangible when it is out of comprehension sometimes. So these are the light, and I'm just getting the gateway to the light, the gateway open. And now I understand step by step in these spaces. When I was growing up, even in the sadness there was space. So I was drawing this, so I was sketching this, so I've written a poetry, so I've sing a song, so I have doing the plasma work. Oh, how outstanding, like that. Now we can go to the next slide. Next, yes. This is as I was doing that one by one, I'm spraying it in the garden, I'm spraying, and I was getting the feedback, I will say now. And I was just, going with Keshe Foundation and plasma work of love. And here is this plasma combination of CO2 with neem. Neem is the national tree of India. Biological name is Azadi Rakta indica, and I combined with and it is a medicinal tree. Every part of this plant is used for a medicine, and it is very bitter, but its effect is outstanding. And I thought, if I do the plasma work and the plasma mix, at that time I was saying mix with, now I will say interact with the plasma, then outstanding result will come, and it came. I given this plasma to a person. Son was suffering with a skin problem, and that is even patches after smallpox, like that. Many has benefited. Even with women with uterus problem came to me that I have this problem. I have getting continuous bleeding or like that. I have given to them, and they have benefited. Their pain in the pelvic circle is gone, kind of way, and the muscle pains are no more, like that. Because women are suffer with this pain, as they say, normal birth. After the normal birth, as I have also experienced, that I have taken this Azadi Rakta and indica, and with the plasma. I have also this pain in the back of my hip bone, and in the uterus side. I have taken this, sprayed this in the lower portion, and I got relieved. And now I am kind of very relieved by this. I was so suffering from this. Maximum women in India, or mostly all over the world, suffer after giving birth, and I think every woman should try and make this with his own hand, her own hand, and apply. This is very, very beneficial, I will say, for a woman to rejuvenate. And that time I was these are the process I have going through at that time. And now I can understand that each and every level, if that was an accident, the space came for me that this is the way you have to go. Now I was talking with somebody is very angry with me, hating me. Then there was a space open for me. And even I was in this mutation, I will say genetic mutation of all this social engineering and all. Now I can understand, even then, the light has guided me towards the position we are all in now, as knowledge seekers, as volunteers. So this is the way the bending of light worked, as the wish was to deplete, to get out of the poison, to deplete the poison that has given us as genetic mutation, mutated us so much that many of us are not even try to understand and listen about light, because they don't understand that. Physical thing is the only thing they know. And that is the very sad portion. And mostly the educated people are like wooden brick wall. You just crack your head. They don't listen. They understand that Stephen Hawking has said black hole. after 300,000 years, the black hole will appear and everything will disappear. This is the science they have. But here we see, we always talking about life and living and the cities of light. So I will say, my dear beautiful souls, that here I will understand that as we became lovers, we have these wings to fly by our own, you know. Oh, well, I am flying. You also flying. Like that, you know, as we are all, you know, us like people, simple people, you know, like, well, what can I say? This ability, what ability we have, we understand. Keshe Foundation has given us this level of understanding that the ability we have from yawns, now we understand. And now we are in a position. Position means sthana, position, to express, to give, to be at the service. You know? Otherwise, how could we know? We used to see the service as to giving apple and banana to the beggars and go away. That is the way. But this is not the way. Our responsibility is for the whole world, even the cosmos, you know. So, well, I will say, these are the beautiful experiences when I go through, and I depleted the gen. Mostly, I am in the way of depletion of the genetic, like the seed of the weed that will come in its original position after depleting and create the plant original. What we haven't seen for a long time. So I experienced the GMOs and all. So I hope, I hope these are the journey, even from the childhood when I was growing up. Even a revolutionary word has this gateway opening, you know. There's always a space. Even in a festival, I was standing alone. There was a gateway opened for me. I can see the way from a corner of my eyes. And then somebody says that you can do the sun gazing. Why not? I was doing everything to see the truth, you know. So to have peace, of course, that is the most important thing. To understand, to attain peace. And then I started sun gazing. And the sun has given me the ultimate thank you, the ultimate knowledge. And I just fly and came down and just opened to Keshe Foundation. And Keshe Foundation has loved us all equally. And so we are able to speak, give these gifts to. Maybe these are now the enhancements unit and many mechanisms, but not products, I will say. These are mechanisms. You can be a customer, not a consumer. A good customer. So I will say, going back to the reverse, bending towards the light is beauty. And you can understand what are things you are letting go. That is very important. Family, well, I will say family. Rick, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sort of.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my internet was showing that it is okay. Thank you, Mandy. I will keep on talking, but here there are so many experiences. I will share more. But being alive, that is the most important thing. And being in Keshe Foundation is the beauty ultimate, is the abundance, prosperity, and happiness. So be a customer. Be a receiver, more than a customer. Be kind, my dear. These are not products. These are love to each other. So thank you for listening. And if any words you don't understand, I apologize. I will try to, if somebody asks me. But here are the experience. Everybody can go bend towards the light and cleanse this genetic poison, I will say, genetic mutation that has occurred for many years. So thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you. Rick, we can go to the next slide.
Okay, perhaps we'll end that one at that point for now.
But that was a beautiful testimonial.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you to play Shweta, but it sounded like Da Vinci.
Yes. We can all be artists and scientists in the way of Da Vinci, and we can all be the Renaissance person.
And that's what he said in the last workshop. He's making Da Vinci's out of us. Or he's made Da Vinci's out of us in a way.
Well, we certainly all have access to the knowledge of the time of Da Vinci and what he had, basically. It's not what you know, it's what you do with it that makes the difference.
And you like Tesla a lot. I know you were promoting that understanding. And Mr. Keshe said if Da Vinci and Tesla were alive at the same time, mankind would have been a lot further along than they are today. I think Tesla was looking for energies in the large, where Da Vinci was looking for them in the small, and could never discover this energy source in the body, which of course was a non-tangible, non-dimensional energy source. That's probably why he couldn't find it in the matter state.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the Indian community is a very large community, probably, 1.8 billion in India? And there must be hundreds of millions of around the world. So I thought this could touch someone at some point in time, maybe today or in the future.
Yes,
In that way.
good suggestion, Mark. I'll just put in the chat the link to the video here so people have that instant link if they happen to be reviewing this video. Oops. All right, well, moving along here. You see, we could invite Gianni. It's almost an hour. Maybe he needs more time. Do you need some more time, Gianni?
Yes, Rick, I'm ready.
Oh, you are ready. Okay, well, let's dive into Gianni's presentation then.
Okay. John, please help me with translation.
Fine, sí, pero el drama que ahora también tenemos el curso en español. No sé si Liliana va a abrir el curso o no.
Ok, entonces voy a hablar con alguien para que me ayude a traducir.
No sé si hay otra ahí que te puede ayudar. Alenka no está.
No, voy a buscar yo. ¿Puedes traducir, por favor?
Yeah, right now, in a minute's time, we're starting the Spanish course with Liliana. Johnny will see if he can grab somebody he knows that can do the translation from Spanish or Romanian into English.
I thought you said you were starting that 2 hours later because of the
I don't know. I have no news from Liliana. That's the thing.
Okay.
I was just looking at Telegram and the Zoom chat, but I have no news from her.
Sí, John, pero puedes proponer para que entran y lo hacemos de español al inglés, así que pueden participar todos que están en la sala.
Sí,
Es una propuesta.
Sí, estamos de acuerdo, pero todavía no tengo novedades de Liliana, porque ella siempre llama a la gente a que venga al curso. Estoy justamente revisando Telegram. Acá está, acá puso. Buen día a todos. El día de hoy el taller oficial dará inicio a las 10 p.m. Dentro de una hora. Así que Liliana arranca dentro de una hora. Está bien. Entonces, sigamos.
Ok. Está bien.
Liliana is starting in an hour's time, so we can go ahead.
Ok. Voy a hacer a compartir la pantalla.
He's going to share his screen.
En un momento.
In a moment's time.
Okay.
Mark, you gotta catch up with your Spanish.
Claro.
Okay.
You gotta catch up with your Spanish.
Sí, señor.
John, ¿se ve la imagen?
Sí, el domo.
Sí.
Con unas hermosas rosas.
Sí. Ok. Hola a todos de nuevo de Rumanía. Gianni y Jetta a esta hora.
Hello to you all here from Romania with Gianni and Jetta. Or Jetta and Gianni.
Yes. GNG. Empezamos con esa foto y con el escrito está aquí: plasma, medio, agricultura, alimentación.
Here the title is Plasma Medium in Agriculture and in Feeding.
Ese domo que está en el oasis JJ se llama el domo del regalo.
This dome we can see here in the picture is called the dome of a present. It's here in our place here in Romania.
Es el domo, se llama Joy. No Joy, ¿cómo se dice? Regalo, regalar.
Sí, lo dije, pero ya me olvidé la palabra que usé. Present o...
sí.
Present sería un presente.
Sí, es porque aquí se nació la idea de hacer estos talleres.
This is where these teachings sort of started. The idea started here.
Y cada domo que hemos construido ese año tiene un nombre.
And each dome we have constructed this year has its own name.
Y por eso hemos empezado con eso, porque aquí, como he dicho, se ha nacido la idea de compartir todo lo que hemos experimentado.
And as I said, this is where all the ideas started of experimenting and building these domes to teach all about plasma and agriculture.
John, estamos utilizando el plasma en todo.
Sí. They're utilizing plasma in everything.
Para hoy he preparado algunos materiales para mostrar cómo hemos hecho los talleres en varias condiciones del medio.
Here I'm showing how we've prepared different materials to be able to teach people about the way they have to work with this in agriculture.
Y aquí es en el Valle de los Dragones, en Rumanía, donde hemos hecho el taller con una temperatura de 15 grados bajo cero.
This place is the Valley of the Dragons here in Romania, and this meeting took place with a temperature outside of 15 degrees centigrade below zero.
Cerca del fuego, aquí tenía como menos 5 grados a 2 metros de distancia del fuego.
2 meters away from the fire, we had 5 degrees below zero.
Pero hemos hecho los ganses sin ningún problema.
We have made the different ganses with no problem whatsoever.
Y todos que hemos vivido ese momento fue maravilloso porque nos cambiamos la percepción todos.
And all of us here present changed our perception of all how this works, as you can see in the pictures.
Cuando hemos obtenido los primeros ganses, ya lo hemos puesto en recipientes para tener aquaplasma.
When we obtained the first ganses, we put them into different containers with some new water to produce the plasma water.
También en botes de plástico.
Plastic containers and glass containers.
Y aquí, afuera de la yurta, eso ha pasado con el agua. Se ha congelado muy, muy hermoso por los campos que se puede ver.
This has frozen outside in the cold, and you can see it has a beautiful design.
Y después de eso, ya no voy a poner las fotos en el orden porque no importa normalmente en el orden, importa lo que hemos hecho.
And as from now, I won't put the pictures in a certain order because it doesn't matter. The important thing is to see what we have done.
Hemos construido ese tipo de domos plasmáticos.
We have constructed these domes in a plasmatic way.
En varios sitios de Rumanía.
In several places in Romania.
Dispositivos plasmáticos, eso se llama el sol plasmático.
Here you can see one of the suns we had made for controlling temperature.
Y John, por favor, es para mucho más, no solo para el control de la temperatura.
It's not only for controlling temperature, it's for many other things.
Porque nosotros cuando lo hemos hecho con la intención para equilibrar el medio, no controlar la temperatura.
Our intentions when we constructed them was to control the media, not to control the temperature.
Equilibrar el medio.
Yeah, por eso controlar sería...
no controlar, equilibrar.
Equilibrate the media.
The environment.
Sí, bueno, el medio y el environment, sí, sería lo mismo, sí.
Sí, lo digo, John, porque me han llamado un montón de gente para decir si no vendo controladores de temperatura y nosotros no hacemos esto.
Es cierto, porque interviene la emoción de cada uno. It's true that many people have phoned him up to ask if they could buy these contraptions for controlling temperature, and he said this is not for controlling temperatures, for
equilibrar el medio.
Equilibrium in the media.
Yes. Gracias, John.
Un placer. It's a pleasure.
Hemos hecho los talleres en el bosque.
We have done some of the workshops in different...
en la montaña.
Sí, pero no me acuerdo para bosques ahora.
Bush.
Yeah, bueno, en the bushes, sí. el bush, si vos supieras en Australia lo que es, nada que ver. Perdón.
Sí. Ok. También nuestros niños, le llamamos a los gatitas y perros que tenemos.
Well, these are our kids, the little cats and dogs.
Toman plasma como nosotros.
They drink the plasma water just like we do.
Y aquí, para los que piensan que los campos de el plasma hace algo malo, eso no es verdad porque ya se puede ver en las imágenes cómo los animales agradecen el plasma y lo toman.
Some people think these fields are not good for animals, but here you can realize they enjoy the fields and they drink the plasma water.
Hemos hecho también domos plasma para, esos son dedicados solo para la agricultura.
All these domes are dedicated for agricultural situations.
Hemos hecho varios tipos de 9 metros, de 6, de 3 metros.
We have made different sizes from 3, 6, and 9 meters in diameter.
Pero utilizando el plasma hemos obtenido un medio que con otra cosa no hemos podido lograrlo.
And we have managed to have a surroundings around these domes, which we haven't managed to conquer elsewhere or with any other production of domes, or let's call it winter gardens.
Pero lo que pasa cuando utilizamos el plasma, todo se está creciendo de otra manera.
All the plants inside these domes grow up in a different way.
Y eso es porque por las interacciones del campo toma lo que necesitan.
And this is because of the fields. They take what they need.
Y viven feliz.
And they live in a happy way. The plants do.
Hemos hecho también cremas para la piel con plasma.
We have also made creams for the ladies' hands and soaps and other
yes,
accessories for the home.
Por ejemplo, esos jabones lo hemos hecho cuando afuera tenía una temperatura de menos 15 grados.
These soaps I'm showing here were made with 15 degrees below zero outside.
He tenido un poco de emoción porque normalmente sin plasma no se hace el jabón a esa temperatura.
I was very emotional wise because the soap won't make itself at that low temperature, and with the plasma we managed to do so.
Yes. También cremas para la piel, como hemos dicho.
Different creams for skin.
Los talleres le hemos hecho en varios sitios, también durmiendo en la tienda de campañas.
And many of us slept in these accommodations here.
Los reactores le hemos hecho afuera.
We have built the reactors outside. And we have nano-coated all the wood that's being used for the domes.
Yes, y yo no voy a entrar mucho en los detalles porque todos los materiales le hemos compartido en Plasma Reactor Grupo, en el grupo hispano y otros grupos.
I won't go into many details because I've already shared this in the group, in the reactor group, and you could also see the way we've been making all these different compounds.
Y también y también queremos dejar espacio para otros que quieren compartir y es muy importante eso.
And we want to leave some time for anybody else who has any testimonials.
Hemos actuado con los ganses en la piscina.
We have put ganses in the swimming pool also.
Poder limpiar el agua sin utilizar químicos.
Yeah, we have kept the water in a clean way without using any chemicals in it.
Y esa piscina se ha transformado en una generadora de campos.
And this pool has transforms itself into a field generator.
Yes, y eso está alimentado una zona que es muy cerca de la capital de Rumanía.
And this is very near the capital of Romania.
Junto con el domo y con los dispositivos que hemos creado aquí.
Together with the domes and the different gadgets we have constructed.
Utilizamos también el plasma para copiar los campos de frutas, verduras y otras cosas.
We use the fields to modify the reactions of the different fruits and flowers.
Eso es el domo que está cerca de la capital de Rumanía.
This dome is very near the Romanian capital.
También hemos hecho varios tipos de ganses en varios recipientes.
We have made different types of ganses in different containers, be it glass or plastic. And the beautiful fields you can perceive here.
Sí, John, y es maravilloso. Utilizando ese tipo de bobinas, hemos obtenido unos ganses de una intensidad maravillosa.
Using these coils, we have managed very strong ganses and fields, which is very much superior to others.
Aquí es Mijaela y Laurencio, los con que hemos hecho la plasmatización de 120 hectáreas de tierra y vamos a verlo en adelante.
Here we have Micaela, who's Laurencio's wife, and they contributed with 120 hectares of the sowing of wheat we did a couple of weeks ago.
Hemos utilizado plasma también para obtener queso, para conservar el queso.
We have also used the plasma to keep the cheese in a good quality.
Hemos regalado plasma en encuentros de semillas, donde regalamos semillas de plasma y semillas de alma.
Here you can see we have given away a lot of plasma and different seeds, plasmatized seeds for the people to experiment with.
Hemos utilizado 120 mililitros de combinaciones de plasma para rociar el campo, 120 mililitros para 1,000 litros de agua.
Here we are preparing 120 milliliters of different plasmas to mix with 1,000 liters of water for the spraying over the plantation.
También los reactores que ya lo sabemos todos y me parece que esa es la foto que está cuando empezó los testimoniales que ha puesto Rick.
And here you can see the different ganses, and I think this is a picture that Rick used when he presented the testimonials today.
Yes, thank you, Gianni.
Thank you, Eric.
Beautiful work.
Sí, por eso voy a hacer así un poquito todo más deprisa para que también quiero escuchar a otros.
I did this in a fast way, this presentation, so somebody else can bring up his testimonials also.
Como podéis ver, los ganses lo hemos hecho en el suelo, en laboratorios, en varios sitios. No importa dónde, cuando sabemos qué y cómo hacerlo.
We've produced the ganses outside in the lab and different places, as you can see here, and they're produced in a beautiful way.
Aquí es un domo casa, el primer domo plasmatizado, que es la casa de Horacio, Adriana y Stefan.
This is the first home we made out of a dome. Which belongs to Adrian and ¿cómo se llamaban las otras dos personas?
Es Horacio, su esposa Adriana y su hijo Stefan.
Horatio, Adriana and Stefan.
Es el primer domo de Rumanía, domo casa que hemos plasmatizado.
This is the first plasmatized dome used as a home here in Romania.
Aquí el domo de la República Moldavia con los reactores dentro.
This dome is in Moldavia, which is next by Romania and Ukraine.
Yes.
¿No te tiraron ningún pepino?
No, porque ya sabes, en las noticias hay problemas, en la realidad no.
I asked him if they sent any missile there, and he says, no, nothing happens around here. That's only in the news.
El dispositivo sol plasmático que hemos hecho para el domo de la República Moldavia.
Te abandono 20 segundos, dejo entrar a alguien.
Ah, ok. Bogdan, please help me with translation.
Yes.
Ok.
Yes.
Continuăm până revine John din română în engleză.
Da.
Te rog să traduci.
Ok.
Păi traduci ce am spus, te rog.
Păi ce ai zis?
Că te rog să traduci din română în engleză ca să înțeleagă toți.
Da, dar ziceai de soarele plasmatic.
Da, dragule.
Așa.
Aici dăruire de semințe plasmatizate și gansuri în cadrul unor întâlniri.
This is a giving of all type of gases and seeds in a meeting in Romania.
Ok, otros fotos con domos y videos. Da, alte fotografii și video.
This is all type of videos and experiment from Romania.
Aici este o sămânță care a stat în plasmă.
This is a seed that sit in the plasma.
Și am putut să captăm aceste imagini magnifice.
And he could capture these beautiful images.
Aici gansurile din domul din Valea Dragonilor.
This is the gans from the Dragon Valley from Romania.
Un dom unde în continuare va fi ateliere pentru plasmă.
And in this dome will be further for workshop, plasma workshop from everybody from Romania.
Aici cei care au participat împreună cu noi, nano-acoperă bobinele.
They are the souls that are nano coating the coils.
Împreună servind masa, care tot ce vedeți este preparat cu plasmă, cu apă plasmatică.
And they serve the meal that is with plasmatic water and with gases. The meal has gases and plasmatic water.
Aici un video cu apa cum s-a congelat la suprafață.
This is a video with plasma that has frozen and the fields that could see beautiful fields.
Da. Și borcanele cu apă care nu a fost plasmatizată au crăpat, s-au spart.
And the glasses that has not been with plasma water has broken.
Aici un video care l-am făcut și este pe toate grupurile cu prepararea a ceea ce numim plasma biocompost.
And here is mai zi o dată.
Este un video unde am arătat cum se prepară plasma biocompost.
This is a video that he showed how you prepare the plasma biocompost.
Yes. Este postat la fel în toate grupurile.
And it is posted in all the groups. All the groups from Romania.
Romania, Spanish. En los grupos în grupurile internaționale.
And in international groups.
Și la fel în plasma reactor group.
And also in plasma reactor group.
Aici, datorită câmpurilor plasmatice, s-au întins plantele, au acoperit domul.
Here, from the plasmatic fields, they cover the dome because they like the fields and they follow the fields. The plant
înăuntru sunt tomate, afară castraveți și dovlecei.
Inside is tomatoes and outside cucumber. Cucumber.
Aici, la fel, am confirmat purificarea apei folosind plasma.
Here he could acknowledge the purification of water with plasma.
La fel, video este postat pe grupuri.
The video is also posted on all the groups.
Am folosit plasma în pregătirea cutiilor pentru albine.
He used plasma for preparation of the beans boxes.
Am folosit-o cu succes. Albinele sunt încântate de plasma.
He used it with success because the beans are like very much the plasma.
And aici am reușit să atragem un roi care migrase.
Here he could attract a bee family that was migrating.
La fel, gansurile noi le punem în primul rând și în primul rând în fântâna unde avem apa pe care o folosim.
Here the gans he put it in the fountain that he used it, that drinks, and the usual water that he
Apa pe care o folosim la mâncare, la uda grădina, la
he
spălat.
use it for food, for washing, for everyday needs.
Aici știi bine unde am folosit-o și în piscinele cu apă unde ne-am scăldat împreună cu copiii.
He use it in this how to say in this pool that is for kids and for everybody who want to join and to
Aici poți să povestești tu că ai participat la... Ai făcut baie în piscină.
Yes. It was a very nice experience to wash in ganses, to stay in ganses, in water with ganses. You feel it so energized after you get out of the pool. Yes, it's a very nice experience. You feel it very free and very energized after this. And here is the reactors directly on the earth. It's
Ok.
very organic. Yes.
Aici, la fel, ai participat și la construirea domului de 10 metri în Valea Dragonilor.
Here is a dome and 10 meters diameter that is in Valley of the Dragons, and all the wood is nano-coated.
Noi participăm împreună cu familiile în tot ceea ce facem.
Everybody participate with his family, and every family give a hand of help to gives a hand of help to
Este modul cel mai simplu.
Work together.
Ok. Este modul cel mai simplu în care arătăm cum trăim folosind dimensiunea plasmei.
It is the easiest way to show how we live using the dimension of the plasma.
Aici am obținut un frumos ganș, dar mai ales interacțiunea câmpurilor, care se poate vedea cu ochii liberi.
He obtained a beautiful gans, and it's the most important is the reaction of the fields, the way of the fields that obtain it there.
Am utilizat plasma pentru deshidratare, ciuperci, legume, fructe.
He used plasma for deshydratation. This hydrate the mushrooms and fruits and herbs.
La fel, plantele care le folosim pentru infuzii.
Here are plants from infusion.
Pentru prepararea cremelor, a uleiilor.
To use it for creams and oils, and this is the plasma spraying on these weeds and these herbs.
Aici am creat un mediu pulverizând întreaga încăpere.
He created an environment by spraying all this space, all this interior.
Plantele își păstrează aroma, culoarea.
And the plants are keeping that color and that savor and smell.
Și în ceea ce ați văzut, nici nu a fost necesar să folosim vreo sursă de aer sau căldură.
And for this, it's not necessary to use a source of heat and air. Sau ce ai zis?
Da, ventilație sau căldură?
Ventilation and heat. Any source of ventilation and heat and heating.
Aici, în momentul când arătam cum se extrage gansul aminoacidul pentru combinațiile care le-am făcut pentru agricultură.
Here is a video how to extract the gases from gases that is used for agriculture. This is seed sharing.
Yes.
From the soul, yes.
Altă fântână, alte gansuri pot să ia.
Another fountain and another gases that you put in the fountain.
O facem întotdeauna pentru că am obținut rezultate magnifice atât la noi cât și pentru celelalte suflete, animale, plante.
He put it because he get good results from for people and animals and all the souls that are feeding from this are drinking from this fountain.
Și bineînțeles, din fântâna aceasta se alimentează casa pentru spălat, pentru duș.
And of course, from this fountain is for the house, for showers, for washing, for all the necessities in the house.
Și este o experiență magnifică să faci un duș cu apă plasmatică.
And this beautiful experience to have a shower with plasmatic water.
Aici pulverizarea câmpului.
Here is the spraying of the fields with gases.
Intensitatea câmpurilor a fost percepută și de cei cu care am lucrat, cu toate că au făcut-o pentru prima dată.
The intensity of the fields was felt from all the workers that participate in this workshop, this experiment, and they feel it, the intensity.
Și pentru mine a fost o oportunitate magnifică să pot să stau și să particip și să filmez aceste lucruri.
And for Gianni was a beautiful experience to participate and have this beautiful emotion from spraying and giving and dedicating this for all the souls.
Aici plasmatizarea grâului, un lucru magnific.
This is the plasmatization of the seed, wheat seed. It's a magnificent thing.
În modul în care se folosesc chimicale, pesticide, fungicide, trebuie să folosești mască pentru că substanțele sunt toxice.
In the way that you will use chemicals, you should wear a mask, but in this condition, you can freely plasmatize without a mask, without protection.
Nici nu se pune problema să atingi grâul cu mâinile libere.
You could not touch the seed with the free hands if it was treated with chemicals. But
dar
in this yes.
Dar aici nu numai că
but in this condition, he not only touched the hands, he could taste it.
Și te-aș ruga să povestești tu puțin despre cum se simte la chimizarea semințelor, că ai experiență.
Yes, the substance that we use it on seed treatment, it very it is irritating thing. It's he produce inflammation. That red substances produce inflammation because said they have some boosters or something like this, but it is very toxic. Actually, it's very toxic, and for the skin and for
the eyes, for the respiration.
For yes, yes. But in this condition is a blessing.
Yes,
it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yes.
In the plasma condition is a blessing. Very smooth, and yes, it's a blessing for us. In comparison with that red substance.
Un alt dom într-o altă zonă din România.
Another dome in another area from Romania. Oh, and this is a live production of gases. Very strong production of gases. Wow.
Aici, întreaga mâncare, tot ce este pe masă este preparat cu plasmă.
And this whole food, all food is prepared with the plasma.
Inclusiv pâinea.
The bread, also the bread is prepared with plasma, and the cheese and everything.
Este magnific să mănânci o feliuță de pâine care este făcută cu plasmă.
And it's magnific to eat a bread that is made with a plasma.
Oops.
It's magnific.
Un moment, căci un video nu se poate deschide, să văd.
Yes. A video could not open. We must wait.
Îl deschid, adică trec peste el și îl deschid pe următorul.
We will open another one.
Un moment.
We will wait.
S-a blocat puțin calculatorul.
Johnny computer has blocked a little. Has a little block.
Cred că cumva e și conexiunea de la internet.
Somehow is the connection on the internet. He thinks that is the connection from the internet. It's not good, the connection.
Ok, am rezolvat.
Okay. He solved the problem.
Un moment, că acum voi deschide.
Just a moment.
Ok. Pentru final am pregătit niște imagini cu semințe tratate chimic și semințe tratate plasmatic.
For the and he prepared some photos with seeds that are treated with chemicals and that are treated with plasma, and the difference between them.
Se vede imaginea bine, Bogdan?
Da.
Deci aici avem o sămânță de grâu tratată chimic.
Here we have a seed, a wheat seed that is treated with chemicals.
Și cred că nu are sens să mai facem comentarii pentru că se vede.
And the difference it is very big. You can see the difference without any comment or any doubt.
Deci, efectiv, chimicalele le afectează teribil.
It is seen that the chemicals are affecting the seeds in the worst scenario, in the worst way. Dar poți să deschizi, știi? Să se vadă mai mare și să dai poză după poză.
Păi asta te întrebam dacă se vede ok. Un moment.
Păi asta, știi? Puteai să dai mai mare, știi, poza, că atunci vedeai una după alta. Știi? Să se vadă mare.
Da, ok. Continui acum.
He will open to see the picture bigger.
Acum e ok?
Da.
We
could see bigger pictures and how it looks. It's not looking so good that are treated with chemicals. Așa, și următoarea, să vedem așa. Yes. We could see how this chemical affected the seeds. It looked like a wound. And it seems like atrophied.
Da, și vom
It's
avea
like a wound.
Vom avea o surpriză.
And we will have a surprise.
Aici sunt 3 boabe de semințe care au fost arse și s-au lipit una de cealaltă și acestea nu au mai germinat.
This is a picture where 3 seeds of wheat have been burned and attached to each other, and they not germinated, and they are dead actually.
Au fost afectate mult prea tare.
Have been a lot of affected a lot.
Și chiar dacă le-am ținut în plasmă, nu și-au mai revenit.
And even if he put it on the plasma, the seeds could not regenerate.
Și aici începe surpriza. Este sămânța care am arătat-o la început, după 24 de ore în plasmă de CO2.
And here is the surprise, because the seed that was treated, he put it on gases 24 hours, and after 24 hours, he regenerate. The seeds regenerate. Look how big is the germination.
Am utilizat apă plasmatică de CO2.
He utilized CO2 plasmatic water, CO2 plasmatic water.
Efectiv, a început să își dea drumul și la înfrățire, adică să iasă germeni noi.
Actually, he gives brothers. He gives a lot of the germination is very powerful after put it on plasma water, plasma CO2 gas.
După cum se poate observa, și culoarea și-a schimbat-o.
The color has changed. The seeds.
A început să-i revină strălucirea.
And blissfulness is coming back. It's coming back the blissfulness of the seed. After CO2 gases.
Și asta doar după 24 de ore în
and this
de CO2.
After 24 hours in the gas CO2 plasmatic water and plasmatic water.
Ok, acum voi arăta și cele care au fost tratate doar cu plasma.
And now he will show just seeds that are treated with plasmatic water, not with chemical treatment.
Ok. Se vede, Bogdan, da?
Yeah, da. And here are the seeds that are only treated with plasmatic water, CO2.
La fel, doar 24 de ore ținută în plasmă de CO2.
Only 24 hours in plasmatic water with CO2 gases. The color is different. From the seeds are different. And here you could see the field around the seed. It is seeing like a field. La microscope, no?
Da.
It seen on the microscope, and you could see the field around the seed. A little video with the seed and the fields around the seed. And the seed is a very different color.
Aici este o imagine frumoasă și în partea întunecată ce se vede, de fapt, sunt câmpurile generate de plasmă pe care am făcut-o prin pulverizare.
It's a beautiful image, and in the background you could see the fields that are seen in the back of the image, and the germination was very strong in this seed.
Pentru cine dorește, în Plasma Reactor Group am discutat mai pe larg despre aceste fotografii.
In the group of Plasma Reactor Group, he speak about this experience a lot, more than this, and
Ok,
Okay.
pentru moment,
For the
atâta
moment,
ca să mai aibă și ceilalți ca să împărtășească.
we give space for other ones who wants to share the knowledge.
Mulțumesc domnului Keshe pentru dăruirea acestei tehnologii.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe, for giving us this technology.
Ceea ce am vrut să împărtășim în această seară este faptul că folosim plasma în tot și în toate.
What we want to share in this knowledge in this night is that we use plasma in everything and in everything, in every moment.
În toate aspectele vieții.
In all the aspects of life. All aspects of life.
Te rog pe tine să povestești puțin din experiența pe care ai avut-o făcând gansurile și participând împreună cu noi la diferite activități. Și mulțumesc!
Johnny want to share about my experience, to tell about my experience when I made ganses and all the things that we done it together. And yes, I could say that first I've seen a workshop on with plasma, and I want to go there to see what it's all about. And it was very interesting for me because Johnny and Jetta is dressing like shamans, and it is unusual for me to see shamans here in the city. And I say I would like to meet these people because they are very special. I feel it. They are very special, and it is so. They are actually they are. And here I have from there I have an open up and to this to plasma, and they also say that they are the best. They practice the best shamanism in the world because they use plasma. They use plasma for all the problems and all the things they do in life, in this philosophy of life. And yes, it was very interesting when after we made the reactors and we positioned freely and to not have expectation between each other, like a miracle happened, because in August, in 50 August, I have seen on the sky a rainbow, like a circle rainbow, and from the center of the rainbow we could see the sun, but the shining on from the sun, it was very bright and very intensive. And it's just like a miracle for us because we made like a dome of peace, a dome of realization. And even if the dome was not made in a physical assembly or a physical, we made it in our souls. And yes, we could see the rainbow on the sky, and we just say it is realized. The dome, it is realized. And it was like a miracle for me, because when you position freely and you don't have expectation, and you just love each other and cooperate and not make any dominance from your from other people, you could realize this dome of peace, dome of yes.
Am învățat împreună să ne poziționăm liber, cum o face și plasma.
Yes, we learn how to freely positioning, yes, like freely positioning, freely, to not have expectation, to, it's an act, how we behave, how we just need to love each other, and miracles happen in this field, this area.
Pentru noi, Bogdan nu mai este un miracol, este viața trăită prin dăruire.
For Gianni and Jetta, it's not a miracle. It's just life living by dedication, and life living by giving and dedication.
Da?
For other souls. For other souls.
For all souls.
For all souls, yes.
Și pentru final, în această imagine am și deschis un grup unde împărtășim aceste resurse.
And for in the end, Gianni opened a group where he and all of us could share all our resources that we have. Resources means food, means
all resources,
all resources, electrical, household, and all resources that we have in our lives.
În acest grup se face troc.
In this group, we made barter.
Fiecare alege cum să dăruiască, în ce formă.
Everybody choose how he wants to share, in what manner, in what form.
Și începând din anul care urmează, aceste resurse sunt puse la dispoziția tuturor celor care vor să le acceseze.
And in the year that it is coming by, all the resources from this group are shared with all the souls that want to have it, want to.
Prin aceste ateliere am reușit să conectăm oameni din România, din toată România.
By this workshop, we could connect people from all over Romania,
și din alte țări.
And other countries also, from other countries.
Pentru a putea împărtăși cunoașterea.
To share the knowledge, to share the knowledge to this group, Telegram group.
Și invităm pe toți cei care vor să participe în această mișcare.
And we invite all the people that want to come in this movement.
Stăm la dispoziția tuturor celor care doresc online și în anumite cazuri și fizic.
We are supporting all of the people that want to participate physically or online in this workshop.
Și mai ales ne dorim ca împreună să împărtășim ca și ceilalți să afle.
And we want to share for all the souls that this kind of manifestation and this knowledge that we have, all the knowledge that we have.
Reamintesc că suntem aici pentru a servi, nu pentru a fi serviți.
I remember. I remember that we are here just for giving and to share, not to be served, not to be served. Yes.
Și reamintesc că informațiile pe care le-am împărtășit vin din cunoașterea pe care o avem azi.
And all the knowledge that we have and the information is from the knowledge that and the experience that Gianni and Jetta have.
Informația originală o găsiți pe pagina Fundației Keshe.
The original information you find it on the Keshe Foundation page,
unde puteți să accesați cursurile private,
where you could access the private courses.
La fel sunt workshopurile publice.
The same are the public workshops,
unde toți căutătorii cunoașterii împărtășesc ceea ce au experimentat, ceea ce trăiesc.
Where all the knowledge seekers are sharing all the what they experience and what they live.
Încă o dată mulțumesc tuturor. Thank we
again for
all.
For all.
Thank we.
Thank we. Thank
you, Gianni. It's Dean here. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, Dean, go ahead.
So, Gianni, I was looking at those beautiful seeds that you were showing, and they seem to have a very similar look to yourself. They had a big beard. They looked very healthy, and they had this big beard that seemed to match.
Bogdan, te rog să traduci și pentru comunitatea românească.
Da, zice că semințele seamănă foarte mult cu el, că zice o barbă, o barbă ca el.
Of course. Of course, firesc că de-aia le-am și făcut.
Of course that this is the reason that he made it.
Yeah.
Dar și frunzele au barbă.
And the wheat have a beard.
They
Thank
did.
You, Dean. Thank you, Dean. Thank you all.
Gianni, you also I've noted I've been viewing you giving these presentations for quite some time now, Gianni, and you still look very youthful. So being around the Ganses and the plasmatic conditions, do you feel this is enhancing you as in your physicality?
Zice că arată foarte tânăr și întreabă dacă gansurile te-ar ajuta în fizicalitate, adică cumva să te menții, să-ți păstrezi energia, frumusețea și așa, adică cumva să te menții, știi?
Am înțeles clar ce a spus
Da.
și răspunsul meu este următorul. Mi-am creat poziția asta și cum arăt în 50 de ani.
He created this position in 50 years, and the way he looks and the way he acts in 50 years.
Și am învățat să-mi o schimb în orice moment.
And he acted to change it in every moment.
Dar cei care mă văd lucrând și pe urmă mă văd cu barba, când mă întorc cu fața, nu le vine să creadă.
But those they are seen that is working, and after he turns and see it with the beard, he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. Yes.
Îmi place aspectul pe care l-am și mă simt bine așa cum sunt.
He likes the looks that he have, and he feel very good how it is.
Nu mi-ating părul pentru că el știe de ce este acolo.
He didn't touch the hair because he knows why is there.
Când am fost fără barbă, mi-am diminuat o parte din simțuri, din percepție.
When he was without a beard, he diminished the senses.
Și pentru acest lucru respect tot ceea ce este.
And for this thing, he respect all that it is natural, no?
Și dacă îmi dau jos barba, nu mă mai cunoști.
And he cut down the beard. He would not recognize it.
Nu mă mai recunoști după aspect, ci după câmpuri, după suflet.
You could not recognize it not by the aspect, but from the fields, from the soul, from the soul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gianni. Wonderful to hear all your explanations of this plasmatic condition. And you just spoke about the soul there, Gianni. So how do you sense the soul of that seed would be feeling about going back to a condition of balance and origin?
Ai înțeles?
Da, am înțeles, dar te rog să traduci pentru comunitatea românească.
Întreabă cum simți sămânța din punct de vedere al câmpurilor, dacă revine la genomul primordial sau revine la genele primordiale. Cum îl simți din punct de vedere al sufletului? Asta întreabă.
Relația mea cu sufletele verticale.
His relationship with vertical souls
este bazată pe emoție.
It is based on the emotion.
În momentul când am lucrat cu semințele tratate chimic, am simțit o mare tristețe.
In the moment that he works with the chemical seeds, he felt a big sadness, very big sadness.
Chiar o emoție în care m-a apucat plânsul.
It was a sadness that could start crying.
Același lucru se întâmplă și cu plantele care sunt pulverizate toxic.
The same thing it's happened with the plants that are chemical spraying.
Și pentru asta prefer să fiu mai mult în zone montane, în zone libere.
And he prefer to be in mountain area, in free zones, free fields, free zones, more natural. there he feels better.
Vreau să circul liber pe planetă și datorită acestui aspect dăruiesc toată cunoașterea ca să pot călători oriunde.
He wants to travel freely on the planet, and for this thing he share all this knowledge for everybody to and want to be free.
Semințele din momentul în care își revin și se apropie de genomul original radiază bucurie, fericire, o emoție magnifică.
The seeds that are approaching to the original genome, to the original genes that they have, they radiate blissfulness, a joy, and a happiness.
Semințele plasmatizate și unde a fost însămânțat într-un câmp plasmatizat radiază în jurul lor această bucurie, această fericire.
The seed that was plasmatized, that was treated with gases, that it's radiating this blissfulness, this joy, this happiness around them.
În acest aspect, peste puțină vreme, întreaga planetă revine la echilibru.
From this aspect, the whole planet will come to an balance. From this aspect, the whole planet will come to a balance.
În oaza noastră ne-am obținut absolut tot ceea ce ne este necesar.
In our oasis, we could have all that are necessary for us. We could obtain all that is necessary from us, from plants.
Și datorită acestui aspect, sufletul mi-a cerut să împărtășesc tot.
And from this aspect, his soul asked him to share all the knowledge that he has for all the souls.
Thank you.
Gianni, just want to hold you a little bit longer, if that's okay. So, Gianni, we need you transplanted all around the planet to help the ecosystems and the balancing all around for all our vertical friends and all our friends that are present in any physicality. The Ganses and the systems that you produce are quite marvelous. Thank you.
Da, zice Gianni, îți mulțumim și așteptăm să creezi echilibrul acesta în toată planeta prin cunoașterea pe care o ai în toate ecosistemele care sunt deja dezechilibrate.
Asta facem și încă o dată mulțumesc și haideți să lăsăm spațiu și celorlalți care vor să împărtășească. Thank you.
This is the knowledge that he shares and the mission that he have, and we give spaces for all the souls that wants to share the knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you for your beautiful soul, Gianni, and for sharing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Gianni. It's always a pleasure to see the things that you're manifesting there, and it's lovely to know that you're also teaching as well as doing, and that's important too. Dean mentioned if we could take Gianni and replicate him. Well, that's what teaching will do. If you can teach like Gianni does, it's in effect replicating yourself or replicating the knowledge, which is what we really need to do. So, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Gianni, just quickly before you go, another thing's come to my thoughts. So, Gianni, you use a lot of ganses, and you use a lot of these to bring about a condition, to bring items like seeds and others back to balance. Do you think that you can do this on a plasmatic level without the matter state or ganses?
Bogdan?
Could you ask me again if from ganses you could balance the plant, or what?
So my question was, does Gianni think that he uses a lot of ganses and
Yes.
these materials to bring seeds and others back to balance? Does Gianni think that he could reproduce this condition without the GANs as a matter state, i.e. using his soul?
Da, ai înțeles, Gianni, nu?
Am înțeles, sigur că da. Lucrez direct la nivel cu sufletul, dar este important să traduci și pentru comunitatea română.
Da. Deci întreabă dacă Gianni folosește multe gansuri, dar dacă ar putea să aducă această condiție de echilibru fără să folosească gansuri în fizicalitate, ci doar prin sufletul lui.
Exact asta și facem.
Asta era întrebarea, da. Asta era.
Da, și asta facem deja și o spunem la toate atelierele.
This is already done this from he make this transformation from his soul, and he shared this knowledge in all the workshops and all the materials that have it, not just with physical gases, just with his soul.
Faptul că folosim 120 de mililitri de plasmă la 1000 de litri de apă sau o picătură este același lucru.
It is not important that he use 100 milliliters of gases or one droplet. It is the same thing for Gianni.
În realitate o facem cu sufletul și sunt conștient de asta.
Because in reality he make it with his soul. He is conscious about this fact.
Sufletul meu atinge sufletul seminței.
The soul of Gianni touched the soul of the seeds, and this is the transformation.
Cei cu care lucrăm le spunem acest lucru de la început.
Those that work together with Gianni share this knowledge from the start of the workshop. Tell this information.
Munca, ceea ce ne-a regalat domnul Keshe, este munca direct cu conexiunea direct cu sufletul.
The giving that has shared Mr. Keshe, it is the knowledge that we have the connection directly with our souls.
Și în atelierele pe care le facem, noi arătăm cum și ce am făcut ca să atingem acest nivel.
And in workshop that we made, we show how to touch this soul level and the intensity of the soul.
Sunt la început, dar am văzut ce înseamnă să fim mai mulți în aceeași intensitate de câmpuri.
We are at the beginning, but we realized what it means to be more souls in this reality of the fields.
Thank you, Dean.
No.
Thank you, Gianni. That was a wonderful explanation. I think it is all about touching the very creation with your intentions. And when you set your intention, you're connecting with your soul, which then connects with the external physicality of everything around you. You know? So it's the intention, Gianni, and you have a beautiful intention. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dean. Aici te rog să explici, Bogdan.
Este intenția pe care o ai.
Da, am înțeles.
Intenția frumoasă pe care o ai.
Da, dar eu înțeleg lucrurile puțin diferit.
Yes, but he understands the things a little bit different.
Lucrez cu atenția.
He works with the attention.
Pentru fizicalitate.
For physicality.
Intenția.
Intention.
Sufletul fizicalității.
The soul of the physicality.
Și emoția, sufletul omului.
And the emotion, the soul of the man.
Pentru asta folosesc întotdeauna atenția, intenția, emoția.
And this is why he always use attention,
emotion.
Intention, emotion, yes.
Este un punct de vedere și mulțumesc pentru că pot să împărtășesc acest lucru. Thank you.
It is a point of view, and he thanks that he could share this knowledge.
Thank you, Gianni. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Johnny had an additional GANS connection with the seeds as well. When he puts the seeds in his mouth and it mixes with the saliva in his mouth, which is a GANS material, that establishes a connection with the amino acids and GANSes of the body with the same in the seed. And rumor has it that the seed then has the information. It now has your amino acid information with its complete with all of the imperfections and needs that it sees in that amino acid configuration, so that then the seed can grow to produce certain amino acids and minerals or whatever is required to fill in the weakness that the human might have. So establishing that connection is kind of a two-way thing. It enables the information to travel back and forth, so that your intention for the seed to have a really good life, and it lets you know what its conditions need to be, so that you know to water the soil and to put in certain nutrients or whatever is required, and that the seed knows from you what it needs to do in order to grow as well. So I think that's an important two-way connection that the old farmers always had that in the early days. When they planted seeds, they either put the seeds in their mouth to start them, to get them germinated, or they would spit into the hole where the seed was planted. So that's an interesting connection that's essentially been lost to the modern farmers.
So Rick, that opens up that for many farmers that would be in various positions across the planet that wouldn't have access to new techniques, then this would be the way they transmitted and as you said, opened up the seed and gave it its vitality that gave the family they were producing for the best quality of crop that they could then use.
Absolutely. It comes from our saliva, which is part of the largest organ of the body. Tick, 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 which is the interstitial fluid that's in between all the cells of the body. and all the organs of the body. And that's the information highway, which has all the info that the seed would need in order to grow, to fulfill those needs.
And so the GANs that's involved within that fluid that makes the connection and then gives it back to the environment once it's actually sown. And then this feeds back into the ecosystem of which human beings and lots of other creatures exist in, that would, in this environment, would be very beneficial.
Mm-hmm. It's all interconnected. You can imagine talking and breathing to a plant. It's the same thing. You have an interchange of actual amino acids, nanoparticles, and all that the essence of who we are comes through in our breath. And that plant will take that in, and if it doesn't feel threatened by that presence, then it'll want to interact with it and accommodate.
And so those plants are giving back to us through their interaction that we breathe in. Is that correct, Rick?
Well, we actually breathe in what they breathe out. So, and vice versa as well. The plant takes in our CO2 and it becomes part of its structure. The carbon actually gets integrated into the carbon structure of the plant. So we become the plant at the same time the plant's giving off its oxygen, and oxygen is probably the most essential element for humans to exist. And there it is, given right back to us. And it's not just the elements, of course, but the actual fields and the energy, that gradient that we need to survive. And it's very direct. If it wasn't for the plants on the planet, we would be in big trouble as humans. We wouldn't have oxygen to survive.
And then those interactions from the other creatures that interact with the plants on a Earth level, that populate and bring those seeds across the planet. And they do this quite naturally. It's something that's interwoven within the structure of the system. It's a natural progression of interactions from all the beings, all the souls, no matter what their physicality, interacting with each other and creating a wonderful condition for each and every soul to be present within. To my understanding.
Makes sense.
And so, Rick, this is on the planet. This is the connection we have with the amino acids on this beautiful planet. And so, do you think that extends out further than just this sphere that we are part of?
Well, absolutely, sure. Even on a physical level, the atoms of the planet Earth don't all stay on planet Earth. There's a flow that back and forth between the sun of the hydrogen atoms and helium atoms and other entities whipping back and forth. And we've got meteorites and other things coming into our atmosphere at the rate of, tens of tons a day of debris from space comes blasting into our atmosphere and ending up on our planet somewhere. And stuff leaves the planet too. And, there's cases of meteorites hitting Mars and chunks coming off and landing on Earth. So some of the meteorites that have landed on Earth have come from Mars, which is a strange kind of concept, and same from the moon.
And that's all in the matter state, Rick. That's all. It becomes matter, so that it interacts with us on that.
That's just the matter chunks, but of course those chunks can become essentially plasma as they go through the upper atmosphere and the vacuum of the upper atmosphere, but they have some atmosphere, so it's heating up and melting that entity, whatever it is, vaporizing it, making it into a gas and into its essential particles, which are then interacting with the atmosphere and all the cosmic rays of the atmosphere, and all kinds of miraculous transmutations are taking place in the vacuum of space with cosmic rays and new entities coming in all the time and leaving at the same time.
So that interaction, Rick, happens with us as well. So we are part of that. So we're receiving that interaction. You said it vaporizes and then it enters our atmosphere. It's part of what we then, as a gas, we breathe in and we breathe into our lungs and we interact with it. So we're part of the system.
We're taking in alien materials all the time, every day, every breath.
So you're saying we're aliens then, Rick?
Nope, just we breathe aliens.
I think we're all part of the same system. I think we're all, It depends on your viewpoint. You can be very grounded and just from a viewpoint of being based on a planet, or you can take a wider view and open and expand your thought out and encompass a much bigger totality. The choice is yours.
When you think about the atoms that are in our body, that we keep saying that we come from this planet and it's our planet, and we have this arising on planet Earth and so on. But yet the one that's talking and has all these atoms arranged in a body, the atoms actually came from stars, and most of them from other star systems other than our sun. So here we are with a body that's made up of materials from faraway parts of the universe that happen to be all put together in one time and place here. And we think that we have an arising from this planet, but we may not take into account the bigger picture of where those materials actually originated from. And so it depends on perspective and what level are we looking at? Are we looking at the level of a worm? Or are we looking at the level of the totality? So both have their valid aspects.
Yeah, and I see in the chat that Jan has put about sharing freely, teaching freely. We broke the taboo of borders, nationality, and race. And I think that conversation that Gian is giving, that presentation, and what you've just spoken there, Rick, definitely does that. We have this free sharing between nationalities all across the planet now, and there is no bats an eye now at talking freely and openly about this technology as if it was for all, which we know it is. And it has definitely taken away that nationality and those borders. They don't exist when we communicate this plasma.
Okay, speaking of which, does anyone have something they would like to present here in our testimonials meeting? Now's an opportunity for someone else to join in and relate your experience. I know, Mark, you might have a thing or two you'd like to bring up. Or Dean or anybody else that has any remembrances of the last while that haven't made it into a public testimonial, or at least one of the teachings.
It depends how far, Rick, depends how deep you want to go with this. So I've had many experiences with the plasma. where you can use the patches, you can use the ganses, you can experience the plasmatic waters, and they all give you a real a balancing quality. And when you use them, there's a definite interaction that is different from using the materials that we've known, we've grown with. This new understanding expands upon many of the instances that we've experienced ourselves from a young age. So when we introduce the plasma to youngsters, it brings about a new creation within them and a new understanding that is so wonderful and so beautiful. It's quite incredible and very natural. I've noticed that youngsters that interact with it and adults, obviously, it's just something that becomes very a part of them. It becomes, as I said, becomes very natural, and it's very gentle. It doesn't take anything away. It doesn't burn. It doesn't. You don't get a reaction from it. Where if you take a certain element, it may balance one bit and then take from another bit. With this technology, with the plasma, when using the patches or anything, you don't tend to find that it disturbs another area. It balances the area that it's concentrated in or giving to, and it doesn't affect other parts of you. So,
yeah, that's true. That's a really big advantage. You don't get a whole leaflet of side effects, pages and pages of side effects.
Pages, yeah. Yeah.
And you don't need that because it's a balanced treatment process.
Yeah, I think that makes a very big difference. And every time you open up the plasma and you look at it in one aspect, in one area, it expands out and it just keeps giving, and it grows, and then you go back into another part of it, and you suddenly realize you use the same materials or the ganses or whichever you produce, and it still gives, it still expands. It seems to be unlimited in its ability to aid and enhance everything within our lives, and not just in a physical sense, but on an emotional sense. And that's a very beautiful quality that's been brought forward for everybody to experience.
Okay, well, speaking of experiences, let's bring up some from the Brazil community that they've been so gracious to put into nice, neat little PDFs. And this is the one from June 28th of this year. And I think it's about number 5, I think. 5 or 6. And perhaps we can go through and have a look at that. So again, this is from the Brazilian community. Brazilian community. And it's in Portuguese, but we have English translation here. Would anybody like to read? My voice is a little cracky right now, so I don't know if
I'll read it for you, Ricky. That's okay.
Excellent, thank you, Dee.
So this is testimonials. Testimony 2. In my recent experience of having a 4-cup 1 in my room, I believe, in my room, and the beginning of a reactor from cup 2, I realized that dreams about our dear ones who are gone come as messages from them. We know they are not dreams. They are encounters. My husband dreamed of his deceased father. He met him, hugged him, and they both cried with love. Today, I dreamed with a deceased mother of a childhood friend. I sent the message to my friend, and they got information of coherence with the dream and her reality. Like a message from her to her daughter through me. To sum up, my multidimensional sensibility has improved in this sense, and that of my husband as well. The proximity between the dimensions is strengthened. We certainly have other qualities in this sense that I will observe, such as intuition, a forward vision, etc. I will report here. So we continue on. Testimony 3. Good afternoon, everyone. I will relate an experience my neighbour, his wife and mother-in-law contacted COVID-19. As I didn't have enough plasma water, I sent them a 60 milliliter cup of water from the salty water of the washing of the gans and asked them to put 6 drops in a glass with water and drink this glass several times a day. They started at noon, and by the evening, they were better from the pain and felt very calm. And the recovery went very fast. It was very positive. As for me, I have a lot of pain in my right knee, and I've even had hydrochloric acid infiltration. I can't walk for a long time. It makes me very tired. I put around my kneecap a little silicone bracelet with gans from cut 1 glued with adhesive tape. I have been going out for various activities, walking normally without any pain or fatigue for several days now. Thanks to Mr. Keshe for this wonderful technology. I will soon be 79 years old. Hello, my friends. I would like to briefly share that I made my first pain pen, and in 3 days, the signs of pain were already 90% better. Incredible, spectacular. For someone who had already finished with a pack of painkillers and a tube of cataflam, whatever that is, without having any improvement, I couldn't even comb my hair from so much pain in my elbow. And now I can say that I can move my arm well without pain. Only a slight sting when I bend my arm, but nothing compared to the intense pain that had been with me for months. Thank you, Mr. Keshe, for this wonderful gift. Thank you, Raphael and the team. You want to, so we'll continue on, okay? What a thrill I am feeling. How wonderful Mr. Keshe is. He is who he is and shows himself every second with his love and heart, so beautiful and good and giant. Listening to the 324th Knowledge Seekers Workshop, he works, listens, supports, restores fields, cleanses, loves, all life in 0 time, there restores the health of many right away. At the same time, he teaches. He lays on his lap and cares. Wow, what an emotion. Mr. Keshe is beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Keshe. We love you. We love you very much. We love you beyond measure. So another one, getting to know plasma technology is the best thing that has happened to me. It is wonderful. I consider that it has helped me personally a lot to change my life. Greetings to everyone from Mexico. Good evening, everyone. Once again, showing my peppermint. That is a pleasure to see the result. Just gratitude. I've heard so much about the fields that I already understand it well, even though this plant hasn't received water for more than a week. It still keeps its shine and beauty. Good afternoon. Interestingly enough, I joined the group here to share an experience and found the perfect link. I burned my fingers on the stove grate. It was very painful because I did not just touch the grate. I held it to get it off. Anyway, it burned a lot. I have a spray bottle with water from the third wash. It is very salty. So I sprayed it on my fingers, and right away it stopped hurting. But I thought that I would get those blisters. This already happened before with me. That was at night. The next day, my fingers felt as if they had never been burned like that. Even the skin was not rough. I must say that I use this water on my skin for everything, including insect bites, but this is all at my own risk. I will also share my experience with the salt Gans water. I had a bleeding gum, which I did several treatments, expensive procedures, but it always comes back. I was already thinking that it was an incurable disease and nobody wanted to tell me. I started spraying my teeth and gums with the water. And after a month, more or less, it stopped bleeding, and the pain I felt when chewing also decreased, and now it doesn't hurt anymore. Eternal gratitude to Mr. Keshe. I put plasma water from the cup 2 into the water tank of the car's radiator, and it was amazing. It increased the consumption range. I took some pictures to make sure I didn't gone crazy. Besides, it is a delight to drive. Thanks always to Mr. Keshe and the knowledge seekers. Okay, Rick, I'll keep going. Good evening. I would like to report the experience in my family. I waited a few days, observing and confirming the improvements after taking the cup 1. My husband is hypersensitive. For a week now, he has been taking half a cup of the cup 1 twice a day. He has not taken any more medicine, and his blood pressure is totally normalized. He is constantly monitoring. Me, I have pins in my spine and started spraying and then taking a quarter cup twice a week. I am feeling much better with more mobility and less pain. My aunt, who is 82 years old, eliminated a wart from her face just by spraying the water. I make this testimony so that many people will know the blessing that Mr. Keshe has given us, eternal gratitude to him. Also, my husband had not been able to sleep peacefully for years. His sleep was totally irregular and agitated. After he started taking the cup 1, he is sleeping very well. He tells me he can't believe he is sleeping through the night. All these testimonies, they're all from taking and interacting with some plasma water. In many instances, a few drops of plasma water is completely changing the condition for many people. So this technology goes beyond much of what we've experienced before. This technology was brought to us by Mr. Keshe. So here is an orange tree that was abandoned for months, subjected to water rigors. In short, a bare trunk. It had been resurrected thanks to Mr. Keshe's plasma technology, GANs. To him for giving us the opportunity to save a small member of the vertical world. So we're giving thanks to him for giving us the opportunity to save a small member of the vertical world. So remember, the vertical world, the plant there has a soul. So the soul of man sits in the brain of man. With our vertical friends, the soul would be at the base where the root is. It'd be sat just under the soil. And that interaction still has a soul, still has a beauty, is still connected. And so when we come to understand this, we appreciate the beauty of a soul, no matter what shape, color, creed it takes on the position of being present on the planet Earth. So it was another one. Good afternoon. A few days ago, I gave a pain pen to a neighbor. She has got a lot of pain in her back, pain all over her body. As soon as she was passing the pain where it hurts, she was amazed, and in seconds, she was jumping and screaming that she didn't feel it anymore. Gratitude to Mr. Keshe and anyone in the group. I did my health cup yesterday. So it's interesting with that testimonial that they were having this interaction with a pen, and within seconds she was jumping and screaming. So normally we associate screaming with being in pain. However, this screaming was in joy of not being in pain. And that's a complete reversal, a flip. That's what plasma does. It creates another condition to take away that imbalance within not only the physicality, but the emotion, where most of these problems sit, are rooted within the emotion of our thoughts and intentions that have caused this imbalance in our bodies.
Okay, just a few more here, Dean. Thanks.
Thanks, Rick. So, hi guys, a report, the nosebleed about 4 times. I was already worried. I took salt water from the cup 1 and put cotton in the nose and had no more bleeding. So with thanks. And also from time to time, the ear hurts. So I put cotton with plasma water and it did not hurt anymore. That's wonderful gratitude. Dear knowledge seekers, I would like to share with you in a few words regarding my understanding about this gift that was given to us by Mr. Keshe. Mr. Keshe has been repeating countless times for us to get out of our physicality, reactors and magravs, and look and feel our soul. This connection is only possible, in my understanding, through our emotions. The vast majority of human beings are stuck in beliefs and paradigms at an unconscious level that keep them away from this connection. And this greatly hinders the understanding and comprehension of this magnificent technology. Emotion plus feeling plus love plus freedom equals soul, creator. Then there's some stars in the planet. For me, it is also summed up in the ethos of the Keshe Foundation. Think good, speak good, do good. Gratitude, Mr. M.T. Keshe. So this next one, grateful to heaven that we have a translator for our Portuguese language. Thankful that I can hear in my own language and hear from afar the beloved voice of Dr. Keshe. I don't think Mr. Keshe will be called a doctor, but anyway. Speechless as to what I hear today, speechless as to the expansion of understanding I was able to achieve. So grateful, Mr. Keshe. So we can see this hand here and some plasma water just placed above, just interacting, creating a balance. So I have this tendonitis from typing. I put the GANs in a collection tube and fixed it, as you can see in the picture. It has improved a lot. I am using the lab collection tubes to put the GANs in and apply on places of inflammation or injury. So imagine just putting some plasma water as an interaction on some various parts of your body, instead of having to consume something through your mouth. Maybe you could drink some plasma water. However, this interaction is water placed around the body, and people are given testimonials saying that it's bringing amazing pain relief. You've heard in all these testimonials the capabilities of plasma water. And I heard quite recently someone speaking about they took this technology through to some I think it was some people in the college or something, some teachers and things, and they weren't believing that this had the capability. So they did the test again with normal water, and obviously there was no interaction. And then they showed again with the plasma water, and obviously then we got these new results again, which were, as we all know as knowledge seekers, this plasmatic condition. And then it was said that they thought it was the salt content was still in there. So I know there's a test that the salt was then taken out, so the ganses were washed thoroughly, and as we know, they still had the same interaction. So the plasma waters are not just water that you would take from any position. They have a certain quality that, as we know, is put into the and recorded within the water from the elements that we introduce add in the nano-coated condition, so we get an energy flow through the nano coating, and that in correspondence with certain elements, i.e. zinc and copper, creates this plasmatic water that is from simple elements around the planet that we have in certain instances a lack of. And so by bringing these elements together with the nano coating, we create this plasma water. And then you can see the effect this plasma water has when it's applied in very simple terms around the body. So this condition, this plasma knowledge, can be brought forward by anyone from simple elements that you have around your home that you can use to heal. No, I shouldn't say that word. You can use to balance the conditions within your structure, both physically and emotionally. And for many knowledge seekers, we've come to understand that the emotion, or the imbalance of emotion, when we feed it certain conditions, we create a condition within our body that that can take can become an illness or more. And so, with very simple elements of some metals that are present on the planet and combining them with some nano coating, we can produce these plasmatic waters that can bring relief to many conditions and balance. And you can apply this yourselves. You just need to study some of the knowledge, and then when you have this knowledge, to share it with your family. And then when they start to experience the results, they can then share it again. And then we understand the beauty of this knowledge that's been brought forward. And then as a group of souls, as a group of beings, we interact and we create that condition that opens up. So more and more souls have become aware of this plasmatic condition that is not just the waters, but is part of the waters that are part of you. As you have this condition within your structure being present on the planet Earth in your physicality. However, with your thoughts and an intention, you can turn these plasmatic waters and you can create and bring about a balance to not only human beings, but to our vertical friends and all the plants and animals and the whole ecosystem that is the Earth, because this very simple plasmatic water, which one drop, when applied, can be a drop in the ocean. But one drop in the ocean can bring about a balance condition when you have this knowledge and apply some intention that can open up and create a balance across a much larger position on the planet. So all this from a very simple interaction of some plasmatic water. But when you actually realize the knowledge that Mr. Keshe has brought forward for humanity to experience, we come to understand that this very seemingly simple water, the implications are so big and so vast that it changes the condition on our beautiful planet. And it's been given and is being shared openly and freely for you to experience. Thank you, Rick.
Okay, just a couple more to go here.
Okay.
I'm trying to finish this document.
Okay, all right. Okay. this knowledge of Dr. Keshe is so wonderful and frightening at the same time. It turns us inside out, and it is so profound. Man has now only put his finger in the ocean of knowledge. And it says, I want to dive in.
Turns us inside out. I thought that was a interesting statement. It feels like that sometimes, and it might be literally the secret in a way, because as they say, make the inner as the outer, and make the outer as the inner, and then make the two one. So it turns us inside out.
So this last one says, the excitement takes over. Experiencing all this renews our hopes for a better future. And I am seized with the feeling of inexplicable joy, gratitude to all, KS and to Mr. Keshe. And then it says, thank you, Mr. Keshe. And as you can see in this wonderful image, that some jars, some mason jars, or some jam jars, you may say in England, you may say something like this. Then you see these coils, which are those elements I spoke about. There can be zinc, and there can be copper, and there could be other elements that, in a combination with the nano-coated coil, which opens up a space gap, which opens up the molecular structure of the metal when you create a condition to open it up by heating it. And then when that expansion of the top in a subatomic level, 30 to 50,000 layers or so, it opens up these layers, and then between these layers, they are still connected to the matter state. However, they open up this space gap, and within this space gap, you get this energy flow. And this is the quality and the beauty of nano materials that Mr. Keshe brought forward. And you can do this for yourself in your own home. So this knowledge has been brought forward for you to create a condition with these seemingly simple experiments, which are there for you to replicate yourself in your own home very simply. And you don't need anything complicated. You can do it with, like I said, jars, mason jars, some few bits of wire, and just the ability to nano coat some material. So the knowledge is freely given. It's available across many platforms. And once you experience this, and once you dive in, you will find the benefits and the beauty of it encompass and expand your awareness of your own ability to bring yourself into balance. And then once you become in balance, then that spreads out from yourself, from your core, from your essence, and becomes like a magnet that that gives to others, so they experience it again, and then it gets shared once more. So it's an ongoing process that once started from the very first drop of the plasmatic water, expands out and keeps giving. And this process has already started. And you're all part of it. And I thank you all for your beauty. Thank you, Rick.
Well said, Dean. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for reading.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you, the knowledge seekers of Brazil.
Yeah, Gianni, thank you for that. It's very true. The Brazilian knowledge seekers, they do, just like Gianni, they do amazing work, and they have become a very strong part of bringing this knowledge forward. And they have grown like the first drop, the first soul, and they've expanded and they've become many. And then the more we can say hands, or the more interactions, the more souls that become part of it, it starts to expand and expand, and it's a never-ending creation. And the first intention, the first thought, was a very giving, positive creation. So from that seed, from that very seed that is thought, the expansion of the creation around it is immense in its beauty. And through the creation of this knowledge that is brought forward to us and given to us freely, and it just keeps giving. And then once it gives once, and then you take it into the next stage, it keeps opening up and keeps giving. So it's like the nano-coating. You create the space gap, the energy flows through, it touches each and every being, soul, ray, and this then keeps on expanding out and out and out. And it brings a balance and a beauty to each and every single one of us as an individual or part of a bigger picture, i.e. the planet, and then further on out. So yeah, thank you, Gianni, for reminding you that. The Brazilians have done a lot of beautiful work for the foundation, and we thank you very much for that. As we thank you as well, Gianni. Thank you. And you, Rick. Thank you, Rick.
All righty. Now we do have more PDFs of the Brazilian testimonials, but I think probably we've had enough of those for now. Is there any more personal testimonials or anything that anyone would like to present here in our Zoom meeting?
Yes. Hi, Rick. Hi, everybody.
Roseanne.
Roseanne.
Hi.
Yes. Yes. I had just 2 short testimonials. If you remember, a few sessions back, I spoke about my foot pain and using 2 patches. And it's the first time I used the patches. The next day, I was feeling like 95% better, but the pain came back, and you're advised to take, maybe to drink CO2 and ZNO water, which I did. I did occasionally, I didn't do it continuously, but whenever I've had pain, I put those patches again at the bottom of my feet, which was feeling better, but the pain wasn't gone 100%, which is okay still for me. Then I learned from a YouTube video that the pains that you're experiencing, like foot pain, toe pains, leg pains, hip pains, they are all coming from our back, lower back. So I got the idea, instead of putting those patches in those areas, I also had toe pain too, very, still I have it. But it's better now. After I put 1 patch on my back along the spine and the other one in the front too, and then every time, I don't do it every day. Maybe if I do it every day, it would be better, but I kind of forget to do that. But it helped me a lot with reducing most of the pain that I had. I had pain in my hip, I had in my legs, I had in my toe, and I had foot pain. And honestly, I feel that I can feel my feet again, very, very close to normal, which is great. And I keep continuing doing that to see what happens. And which is great using these patches. And the other one is about the Japanese beetle, that the insects, the beautiful insects, were attacking my Boston ivy and an apricot tree that I had, and they were putting too many holes in leaves, then making them really ugly. And I used the CO2 water. I put some of these insects in the water, in this CO2 water, and I made a plasma from it. And then I sprayed this water onto the tree and the Boston ivy that I had, and it reduced the number of these insects dramatically. I barely could see a few, not like a lot that I had before. So I'm waiting for next year in spring to see what will happen, because they lay eggs in the soil, so they come back again the next year to. I started actually this late, so to see if I got those attacks again, I can use that water for next year too. And that's it for my Japanese beetles. And I had an advice for those who were concerned about staying young. My advice is to not drink alcohol, because alcohol put a big load on our liver, and also it converts to sugar in our body, which is really, really bad for our health. So if you can just not to drink it, you can stay young, not to get gray hair or wrinkles on the face. That's all. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's good advice. Hard for some, but everybody.
Yeah, I know my husband doesn't listen to me, my daughter doesn't listen to me, but I told them what it does to the body. It's up to them. They reduced. They were occasionally drinking, like in a party or something, but I said, don't drink at all. If I send my picture, my husband and I are the same age, but he looks much older than me. So.
Okay, thank you, Roseanne.
No problem, thank you.
Anybody else have something they would like to share here now? Mark, are you still there? You had something from Leanne.
Sure. Thank you, Dean, for all that reading. It was pleasurable to listen to you. I just thought I'd share something. Somebody called me this morning to do a small job for them, and this was a cameraman who I had taken with me to Yale University, maybe over a year ago, I think, probably. And we were out on the street. There's a little park in Yale. I can't think of the name of the park, but it's on the public street. So we were talking to everyone. He was doing some filming. We had to buy a wire. And, he didn't know anything about the plasma technology, but someone had told me that he was making videos on YouTube, whatever rap videos or for rappers and different things. So anyway, I invited him to go with me. He did. We talked about the plasma technology. We were asking people if they'd like sign the peace treaty. He was doing some filming, and he was supposed to come back and do some editing. We never really did anything with that. I don't know if he got a little afraid of the technology, or it was too much being out on the street there, interacting and talking about the World Peace Treaty to these Yale University students and others who walked by. Well, anyway, he called me to do a small job. or asked me if I would. And I said, I'm in this, remember I was telling you about the plasma? Oh yeah, he says, I've been thinking about that. He says, I said, well, I'm in a Zoom meeting now. Could I call you back later? Sure. So I call him back and we discuss the project. And he says, Mark, we're the technology. And so he says, I was supposed to go to a party last week. Well, he said, I did go to the party, but he said, something within me told me I shouldn't go. And, but he said, I didn't listen and I went anyway. I said, well, that was your soul. Your soul is like a scout. It can see behind and forward and it's protecting you. And he said, you know what happened? He said, I lost my wallet at the party. But he said he didn't want to go to that party. And I was trying to tell him the soul was. But anyway, so that was one aspect of it. And then he says, last night I had a dream that I was in jail. I says, well, I don't think you're in jail. He says, no, but amazingly enough, I get a call this morning that my nephew is in jail. So I said, again, that's probably the soul being aware of what was about to take place and sort of sending a message to you that, you may need to help him and so on and so forth like that. So I thought that was, and I encouraged him again to go back to the Knowledge Seekers Workshop, which he probably never did. A lot of people, even when they've had the cups of life, or they just sort of ignore it after they get better. Like it just happened and that's fine. If I need it, I'll come back to it. But I encouraged him to go to the Knowledge Seekers Workshop, study the knowledge more. And I explained a little bit more about what we were doing now. And we're still active in what's about to come. So I thought that was very interesting of the soul sort of communicating with him not to go to a certain place. And I know when we've heard that from Mr. Keshe many times. This is yourself. You're the best detector you have. So when you get those little thoughts about maybe not getting on a plane or changing this or not going there for whatever reason, the soul probably knows and is trying to protect you, although many times we don't listen. So I thought that was just an interesting, not a coincidence. That's what I was telling him as well. I said, our teacher said that there are no coincidences in the universe. So it's almost like when you think of somebody calling you and then they call. That doesn't always happen, but many times it can happen. The soul is just communicating with that other soul. So it was, in a way, just sharing again and the technology showing itself a little bit there in his life. But he said he's been thinking about why are these things happening and ways it's happening through dreams or even being conscious, being told not to go to a certain place. So I said, well, you lost your wallet, but it's better than losing your car, for example, or your automobile. So I thought those were just two interesting things I wanted to share.
Okay, thank you, Mark. You had something from Leanna you wanted to read as well?
Okay, yes. I'll have to go to Telegram and let me see if I can do this really quick while we're here. Let me back this up. And Leanna was apparently, her and her husband got a couple of pain pens for their children. I know she's come into a couple of the meetings, even the reactor group. I'm just scrolling through here. Here we go. Anyway, she bought a couple of paint pens for the children, and they used them over the last, I guess it's been a year or something. I'm not exactly sure how long. Maybe it says it in this testimonial. And they used the paint pens successfully, and now they're figuring out a way that they're linking with the paint pens mobilely. And she gives this testimony here. Greeting, knowledge seekers and KF family. I have a testimonial I've been meaning to share for a couple of months now. Our children have had a remarkable experience with the enhanced Keshe pain pens. We bought them each one after they were released. For over a year, they have used their pain pens with remarkable rapid pain relief countless times now. I mean, instant pain relief, from screaming in pain to absolutely zero pain. That is amazing enough. But it has become even more amazing what we've witnessed the last couple of months. Both children only now have to think, in capital letters, about their pain pens, and the effect is the same. Their pain instantly vanishes. This has happened for both children multiple times now. They are able to draw upon the fields of their pain pen for instantaneous pain relief, regardless of physical distance from their pain pens. The kids feel like they have superpowers now, knowing how to manage and reduce their pain. Our daughter even thinks about her pain pen while I'm brushing her hair, and she's able to stay calm the whole time and no pain. Before, realizing she could connect with her pain pen to help her hair brushing was always an ordeal, with lots of complaining and tears with every tug. It's beyond my wildest dreams how good the KF technology is and how massive the gifts Keshe has given us all. I'm very excited and encouraged by the healing work that is being done and all the new developments to help humanity break free from their shackles. We love you, Mr. Keshe. Your technology is perfect. Thank you for your gifts that continue giving. So I thought that was something that should be shared. I invited her to join us, but I don't think the time and her location really works out great at this time. But if her or her husband were here, I think they would put a little bit more emotion in it. And of course, I can't answer any questions, but the testimony itself was beautifully written.
Okay, thanks for reading that, Mark.
Yeah, and of course, this is what we're doing mobily as well right now with headphones, perhaps, and mobile devices, but soon without either. Perhaps not I'm not sure exactly, but eventually these systems will become obsolete once we understand how to do some of the things. You're going to go to the pain pen? Oh, you're going to the events. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I just wanted to show people they can go to the events category here, and that's where you can access these flight simulation, various flight simulation. We have the Christmas plasma flight. I believe that's probably cut off now in terms of bookings. I think they're supposed to be until the 10th of December. But they might still be available. People can still try if you would like to see if they can get you in. And the other one, though, is the Soul Plasma Flight Simulation Experience with the addiction awareness, cancer awareness, depression awareness, food and nutrition awareness, and moon travel awareness. And these are all starting on Monday, the 19th of December. So people can check that out. I'll put the page into the chat here. And that's the key to get in there and pay your €250 plus tax. Ends up being €300. And you have your choice of the addiction awareness, the cancer awareness, depression awareness, food and nutrition awareness, and the moon travel awareness. It's a 1 hour session. And people should be aware that the process involves lots and lots of silence. You have to be good at silence. That's all.
Why I said oh, go right ahead.
Do you know if I was just wondering? I bought the ticket for the December 16, but is this for just for that date, or those who participate in December 16, they can also participate in December 20th, or just for one session?
You mean December 15th? Yeah, this one on the 19th, Monday the 19th of December, is for 1 hour. You can select whichever one of these that you would like to go into. And I think it suggests also, somewhere I saw it suggested that for those that take these courses might also want to take the Friday the 16th.
That's correct.
As well.
Mr. Keshe mentioned
we can go on December 16 and also December 19?
Yes. But you have to pay for each one.
Oh, okay. Right. I just paid once. For one.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Mr. Keshe said that they don't deal with cancer now. I don't know if but it says here cancer. I don't know if people who are have concerns about that could participate there, or it's off there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the cancer will start at 11 a.m. on Monday the 19th. It'll be for 1 hour for everyone that's wants to do that particular.
So they were paying 250 euros for that one. Is it?
No, this is 250 euros. It's about it's 300 euros in total with tax.
Yeah, it's 50 euros tax. That's what I paid, and by conversion, it was 460 Canadian dollars.
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah. So I think is the time over for event for 19? They were all up to December 10, or there is more time for
I think
19?
There's more time for the 19th. I'm not sure how long, but if you should get it in right away if you haven't gotten it in yet.
No, I can. Other people, they might be interested. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to know if it's possible they can go there if they want.
Mm-hmm. Change comes from within, and it starts with you, as it says.
For keeping it really silent, because sometimes we have emergency alerts from police or environmental things that there is a tornado or something, and it's really loud. I usually put my cell phone on silent. Should I put it on silent during this session? I don't know if I think it turns off the speaker, but not the.
No, you need to keep your microphone open during the session, and so you need to find a quiet place that you can operate from. You can also, one thing you can do is turn the volume down on your microphone. There's an adjustment for the volume on the microphone, and if you turn it down, then if it is noisy, at least you won't be disturbing others as much. And but if you're disturbing people with the noise, background noise, then you might be asked to leave the group.
I understand that, by my question, because I really don't know. I Googled it, I couldn't get an answer. If I put my phone, I usually put it on silent, because in the middle of night, when an alarm goes on, then it is not gonna disturb my sleep.
Elias was suggesting put it on do not disturb mode, but I think Mr. Keshe said yesterday you could also put it on, or he said put it on airplane mode.
Then your microphone's off, right?
Okay, I'm just saying what he said.
Yeah, if I put in a silent my cell phone, is it turning off the microphone or just the speaker? Because Mr. Keshe said turn off the speaker. So
you need a wired headphone. You need a
I do. And
you need the microphone open to make the connection back and forth with the soul. I think he equated it to egg in the sperm when that first. Once it's hooked up, I think it's hooked up, but it needs to be open for that process to happen. Where that first light forms, he says, once we connect with you, you're connected, but it needs to stay in the open position.
Like here, when we turn on, we open our microphone, right?
Yes, correct.
So I don't know.
They don't want any, as Rick said, doorbells ringing, people knocking on the door, the dog barking, the kids screaming. So you're going to have to find a place that's fairly isolated in a way, at least for 60 minutes.
Mark was talking about going into his garage into the car as one possibility. Someone else mentioned that their apartment in New York, the only place that's quiet, I think it was
Azar.
The only place that's quiet was her bathroom.
I hope she has 2 bathrooms, because if there's
it's not going to be too quiet.
Knock on the door.
Knock, knock, knock.
Our house is pretty quiet, but if there was a snow, then in these snow plowers, they are really, really loud, like it's an earthquake. But I don't know how to can be silent, that's all. I'm gonna turn off all the notifications that I have on my cell phone, and but still that emergency alarm is out of my hand. I cannot turn it off. Only when I put my cell phone on silent, then I cannot get that one. So
do not disturb. Do not disturb.
Do not disturb.
Yes.
Not on silent?
Well, that would include everything, I guess, when you shut off your notifications or whatever, but do not disturb, I believe, is the way Elias had said to set it.
Okay. Because still I can, when my cell phone is on silent, still I can watch videos or talk to my friends. I don't know how it works, so I'll give it a try again. I put on do not disturb. Hope this one works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There are many details for this meeting, so it's very important for all of us to know how to do it. Perfect.
Right, and as Rick said, and it was similar to the paintings that are coming out, they're sold in pairs, and Mr. Keshe emphasized that 2 or 3 times, that if you attend one of these meetings, you should attend the other meeting, even though it's a little expensive for many.
Oh, yeah. Even my daughter bought me the ticket. I couldn't afford. After I got tired, I have no money for this thing. And I asked my daughter to participate, and she said, no, you go for this meeting. And I said, there are other meetings coming, so maybe she can participate later if she wants.
Definitely, this is going to continue into this coverage, isn't it? Some sort of plasma coverage, umbrella for food and energy and the rest of it. travel.
Oh, you mean we have to buy more tickets later?
Well, if Rick wants to go to the next portion, this is just the December interactions as we understand it now. But as you go into January, February, I think even Mr. Keshe said the technology is in our hands now for this sort of coverage. That's in another part of this website, Rick. It's not under these. But what Mr. Keshe is talking about is to deliver transportation, energy, nutrition, and so on. I think, let's see, no.
I'm not sure where it actually is here.
Is it under the new released products or no?
That's where I just looked. I didn't see
it
there.
Okay.
I can get the link somewhere else. Just a sec.
But you had brought it up in the workshop, and then Mr. Keshe, I think it was Lisbeth had a question about this, and he reviewed it quite extensively. I think she's taking care of a hyperactive child, and she wanted to know if she could, if two people could come into the same session. He said no. But in that case, because she has to sort of oversee her child, I guess she's the only one. And the child could go outside. So, yeah, we'll probably have a couple issues, but hopefully, yes. This is the comprehensive universal plasma coverage, which Mr. Keshe went through a bit. But a wellness program, an energy program, a nutrition program, a sports and leisure program, a communication program, all of these sessions will be coming up.
Yeah, and I remember he said you can have as many as wishes that you have. You can come to this meeting, all the wishes that you have.
Yes, he said bring a number of wishes just in case the system is overloaded and everyone is making a similar wish. The system may not be able to accommodate your wish at that point in time. So or if the grandfather is busy at the time, he may not be able to interact with you. So bring a number of wishes with you into the December 16th and I guess the Monday meeting as well. Although I've only signed up for one at this point, which is the first one.
Okay. See you there then.
But Rick, doesn't this sound, if you can send a package of energy for power and light, that the European crisis could be averted, and then nutrition as well? He was talking about, if you wanted banana, you could, and you were in bed, you could just dial in with your phone. You'd have the taste, the emotion, the energy of the banana. You could even share it with your child. So it does sound like it is in the works to avert any crises. And I know he said that in future famines in Africa or other places, they will be able to mobily feed people.
Yeah, it's a lovely idea.
Beautiful.
Have different channels. You just punch in the channel you want or say it. Channel 24 and instant banana. That's enough, thank you. Had too much. I'm full of banana. A little channel 28 to finish it off.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Mark.
So this is so huge, he said. This is just beyond.
Well, it's quite a concept, the whole idea of having a coverage for you that before you need it is I mean, we have life insurance, which is, it insures you before you need it in a way, but you have to die in order to cash in on it, which is kind of a drag. But this This is a different idea where you're actually protected and covered health-wise to produce a better outcome 2 or 3 decades perhaps down the line, where we have things that are various emotional kind of knots that we end up in our structure that prevent the energy from flowing properly in certain parts of our body structure and emotional body. And that can add up to a tumor or some other event years down the line. If you can prevent those knots from forming or find a way to resolve them before they form, well, so much the better. That's really what healthcare is. Healthcare is not sticking a needle in someone's arm and that's it. That's your healthcare for the year. This is a totally false and ridiculous idea that to think that there isn't more to it than simply a vaccination. It's a very simplistic way of looking at healthcare. Healthcare should be an all-inclusive totality of the physicality and the soul, both incorporated.
That's what he's talking about. Going in twice a year for sort of once or twice a year for 30 minutes for a maintenance or a refresher or an energizing refreshing of the structure or the physical cells of the body and the emotions. You know, when you say cancer awareness, you become aware of a cancer when you have a lump on your breast or something else. Normally, these things, it takes quite a bit of time, I think, before they actually manifest to where you're aware of them. But they're there, and they're growing, and I think this awareness will allow you to deal with something you've created yourself and go in there. And didn't he talk about even holding your own liver in your hand and nurturing it?
Well, yeah, and that's it's a technique to with energy work and that sort of thing, where you go inside your body and you can actually go to a particular organ and isolate it and put your energy into it and actually do sort of mental surgery, you could say. It's amazing what our attention can actually do. We take it for granted, but we should have, actually most of our schooling should be to learn about our attention. Most of our schooling is for our attention, but is to involuntarily make us sit there and not complain while we're at work, basically. It's training to be at work and put our attention on whatever job it is we need to do. But the use of our attention is so much more inclusive and broader and powerful that it's on purpose, basically, that we're not told how to use it, because it would make us more intelligent and broader people that would be healthier. And that's not the intention of the school system.
Right. I think we're all huge field generators. We're just not aware of it. It's almost like the, what do they call it? The silverback gorilla, where he's as strong as 10 men, but if you walk up to him, he'll run away from you. He doesn't realize his capabilities. And that's the same situation we're in, as Mr. Keshe said, with the story of the prince and the cow there, who thought he was a cow. This is the situation we're in. We're a prince, but we think we're a cow.
Yes.
So I think he said he's going to shut the physical side of the system off and leave the emotional part of it on yesterday. again, we have to re-listen to that because many people hear many different things, including myself. I think I heard something when I didn't hear it, or so on and so forth. But again, many hidden technologies in these systems, many technologies we're probably not even aware of yet, but they'll be coming along. And isn't that the way he's going to genetically modify the seed, Rick, through the fields? It's not going to be, they're going to put some ganses on the seed or bring them over and we'll make a reactor. It's going to go through these plasma packages, the same as delivering energy, wellness, nutrients. And all because mankind has gotten to the point in our communication system that's making this possible. I thought that was another interesting, to go with this mobile type of work. What is it that we've gotten to 5G, Rick, or something?
Well, that might be it.
I'm not familiar really with it, other than I could use a phone.
Well, definitely the new communication systems are all about targeted delivery of the information to as efficient and direct as possible. So they have, I saw there's a new patent for a new antenna, 5G plus antenna, that's able to direct the energy field more precisely. It's supposed to revolutionize the industry and so on.
And one of the, I don't know if you got the email, Rick, where it said to just come in without any real, and just allow the soul to take over and allow the soul to interact in the way it wants to interact. It come with less, I forgot how it's worded there, but without any preset.
It says,
sort of
instruction number 9 in the emails, do not have expectations, but rather enjoy the experience of taking this flight and let your soul guide you to your journey.
I said that the other day. I went into a roadside restaurant and they had a little placard on the wall that said, follow your dreams. They know where they're going. So almost like the following the soul in a way, which the physicality does anyway, I think. Follows the totality.
Yeah, I read a meme recently in that regard. Something about, it was a what if scenario, and it's what if the things that you do in our waking life is just to give information for our dream life. So it's our soul is collecting information in what we call our conscious awake time of the day, but it's actually during the dream state that it's awake and it's able to act and exist more freely. And that perhaps it's just gathering up data during the daytime to be able to use during the dream process. I thought, that puts a different slant on things. We think our life's so important and we wake up and go ahead and do all the things we do and so on. And it's just for a different purpose altogether. All the physicality stuff doesn't really matter, but something gets collected that the soul needs for information or data during the daytime hours. It all goes toward the support the dream state. Well,
and of course
changes things.
Yeah, it is. It's just amazing. The soul has such a secret life or some sort of doesn't reveal all, but part of this is to get the two souls who have an uncomfortable working relationship or a misunderstanding, I think he said. I think he's put it both ways, to start working together, collaborating together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And of
Exactly.
course, Keshe also said that this is, he's very open about it. This is these flight simulations are about perfecting, fine-tuning the actual system there to see how many they can handle or what sort of little things go on there. And they'll be running some tests as well, as he indicated, with these little devices that can tell if you're taking or giving, or again, it's clearly about improving their capabilities, the system's capabilities of reaching more people. So that's another part of this.
Yes, that's a good point, and we shouldn't be looking at it as something really cool for us. It's more for Mr. Keshe's experimentation and fine-tuning, like you're saying. He's admitted that as such. So we're his guinea pigs in a way, and we're willing guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm.
We actually enjoy being guinea pigs. That's part of the fun of it all, being on the leading edge.
These are not the kind the CDC does, where they're feeding dogs to fleas or something, you know?
All right, anybody else have something they'd like to share here today for a testimonial? Well, maybe you should wrap things up here. It's coming up in 4 hours. That's probably an adequate amount for this workshop. Covered a number of testimonials, and it's always amazing and wonderful to see the various responses people have to the knowledge of, or to having this knowledge. And what do they do with it? And there's certainly no end of possibilities in that regard. Endless, endless, endless. Infinite number of possibilities. Okay, so if there's nothing else, we can wrap things up for today. Let's see when our next testimonials group is. Oh, we have to move into January of 2023, and it'll be on the 9th of January, will be the second Monday of the month. So we look forward to the 9th of January for our next testimonials meeting. Once again, it'll be at the 8 p.m. Central European Time. And what else we have coming up? Well, next public teaching will be the One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace. That's tomorrow, Tuesday, December 13th. And that starts at 4 p.m. Central European Time with members of the Universal Council and producing a soul-based experience of what they do in that show. So we look forward to that. And we have the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group after that on Wednesday starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time. Okay, I think that's all of our announcements for right now. Going once, going twice. Okay, thanks everyone for being here today and for your examples of testimonials. It's been the 73rd public meeting for testimonials here on Monday, December 12th, 2022. And we'll go out with the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit, a little bit of music to end the day, end our workshop day. And we'll see you all in the next public teaching, if not before then. Thanks, Mark, for co-hosting today and for others for participating. Okay, bye for now.
Thank you, Rick.